The
No, I don't
show
think so.
is not live.
We're live.
Tuesday night, purple lights glow low.
Say it with your chest, don't fold though.
Step inside, let the truth unfold. If you say it once, you gotta hold.
No scripts, no safe replies. Truth hit hard, no alibis.
Say it clean, say it plain. Pressurize when the room go quiet.
Everybody bold till it's time to stand. Words get heavy when they in your hands.
Laugh it off or testify, but what you say gotta justify. Say it strong if you say it here.
Don't walk back when the line unclear.
Lights on, check, go live. Can you stand when the tone's
Say it
there?
loud, don't back away. Say it now, no fade away. If you said it, that's your zone. Say it once, then stand on it. No disguise.
Don't switch up tone.
Say it proud,
Say it proud. Stand on your own.
if you spoke it, that's your script. Say it once, stand on it.
Purple moon, blacked out truth. I don't speak unless it's proof. I've been right, I've been wrong. Still I stand on every song. Honesty ain't always sweet. Sometimes sharp when worlds collide. I'd rather face it in the light than rewrite it later on live.
No hitters when the truth go live.
Stand on it,
Stand on it,
stand on it,
stand on it.
stand on it.
Daddy, bring the energy. Napah, keep it clarity. Melanin legacy, hold the line. Different minds, one mic, one time. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. EST.
NC,
Real talk only, nothing less.
purple gold,
Purple gold,
blacked out.
without grid. Say it once, stand on it.
If you said it, that's your zone. Say it proud.
Stand on it.
No backpeedle, no counterfeit. You said it.
Stand on it. If you said it,
If you said it, that's your zone. Say it proud.
stand on it.
No backpeedle, no counterfeit. You said it.
Stand on it.
Stand on it. Stand on it. Stand on it. Stand on it. Stand on it. Stand on it. Stand on it. Stand on it.
Peace, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to everybody in the audience. Sonetter, could you stop doing that, please? This is live, obviously, everybody. It's very live. So I just want to say, everybody who came in, who's watching, who's going to join, I appreciate you tremendously. I am Napah Shadah. Ooh, my camera's not on. I am Napah Shadah. And this is my friend, Melanin Legacy, and my other acquaintance, Fatty. And I want to welcome you to our debut show, Stand on It. I hope you enjoyed the intro. Oh my gosh, the music. I absolutely love it. The one and only Fatty produced that for us. So everybody give him a round of applause. I love you for being here, everybody. I love you for joining. I might not love you at the end of the show, but it's okay. We'll be all right. What we're going to do is have a panel come in and talk to us, Melanin and Fatty, about different topics that are, very controversial and very popular in these YouTube and social media streets. And then we're going to have these people, these experts, when they join us, they're going to stand on their first statements, whatever we're talking about. They're going to stand on the first statements. But before I get into explaining the show, in detail, I want to welcome Melanin and have her come on, introduce herself, and let us know what's going on. How you doing? You ready to stand on it? Are you ready to stand on it, Melanin?
Of course, I'm always ready to stand on it. Napah, thank you for the invite. Fatty, always awesome to see you. I am Melanin Legacy. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, across all platforms.
Yes, you can find her on TikTok in their schooling and ruling, teaching people, and I appreciate it. And you can also, did you mention that you're a regular on Fatty's late
Whoa.
bird?
No, yes, but you can always come find me on the Untouchable Empire.
Yes, ma'am. And speaking of Untouchable Empire, let me go ahead without further ado and let Fatty introduce himself. Fatty, thank you again. You know, I appreciate you so much. Introduce yourself to the audience that doesn't know you.
Hi, friends. I'm Fatty, and I'm black. Um, you can find me on these YouTube streets, but don't look for me. You're going to be disappointed. Okay. But thank you very much for being here on this pilot episode. I'm not willing to stand on it because that's kind of not okay for a man to do it. But I will reinforce my opinions very strongly. I'm ready to do that. So thank you very much for having me.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, yes, this is going to be fun. Remember, everybody, this is our debut. So show us love, share, go subscribe to everybody in here. You know, we got to build each other up. We're not crabs. We are not crabs in a barrel over here. So, I would like to, I'm going to ask you, Fatty, if you would, before we bring up our guest, to first throw out the first topic that we're going to do. I think you, on your show, you call it icebreaker. Shout out to the Untouchable Empire, ladies first. But can you just come out with the first topic, and we'll get the people to come in right away and make their statements, what they're going to stand on, and we'll just get things flowing. What do you want to start with? What are we talking about first, Fatty? Whew.
Talking about poly relationships. Are they freedom or chaos? We'll start with that.
All right, awesome, awesome. So I want to, because Fatty, we have a lack of balance here. Let me bring in a male. Let me see if Sonetter's ready. Sonnet, are you ready to come in? If not, I'm gonna add you to the stage. Peace, Sonetter. Do you want to come out and answer that question? Or, I mean, people know who you are. You can introduce yourself and then answer that question. And if you're not there, I'll bring Yara in. Going once, going twice. Okay, going 3 times. I will put you in the back right here. He's not ready. Let's bring up Yara. Peace, Yara. Peace, Black Sage. Come in, introduce yourself, and then answer the question so we can have you make your stand on it statement and keep it flowing, bringing everybody in. Peace.
Yeah, absolutely. Peace and blessings. Shout out to the panel, man. This is great. I love the intro. Sister Napah, peace and blessings to you on your debut show. This is fantastic. Love the way it looks. Shout out to the Sister Melanin Legacy. Glad to be on the panel. I think it's my first time being on the panel with you, but I've seen you before, so it's an honor and a blessing. Shout out to Fatty, been on the panel with this brother before. He's making waves in these YouTube streets, as he says. So it's good and an honor to be on the panel with the brothers as well. One thing I learned, we can all agree to disagree and still have a brotherhood and a sisterhood that's viable and important for our people. I'm going to say this. Everybody knows, I'm an Israelite. So, but I will say this, just to give you guys some context, right? So I don't think you cannot be, if you follow the Torah and if you believe what it says, right? And if you believe you can have multiple wives, I don't think that you cannot be polyamorous and have multiple wives. To me, it just doesn't make sense how you can separate the two. So in order for you to even keep that mindset for those who follow it, I know every Israelite doesn't follow that. There are some people who are not Israelites that are in that follow polygyny or in polyamorous relationships. I don't think you can separate the two, to be honest, to a degree. So I'm going to stand on that tonight, and I'm going to argue that, man. I'm going to debate that. I'm going to stand on that. If I have to debate it, I will. But I think you have to have that. And then I'm not talking about the FBA situation too. Before we go,
we're not on that yet. That's going to be second half.
Okay, gotcha.
Perfect. So,
yeah.
Melanin, thank you so much. You standing on that? That's what you're holding to. Melanin, would you please ask the question again to our sister Sheikah? We're bringing Sheikah in. Sheikah, introduce yourself, and then you're going to get the question from Melanin. What you're going to stand on for the rest of the night regarding poly. Go ahead, Melanin. Beautiful.
So I think the question is poly freedom or is it chaos, right?
Yes. Poly relation. Yes. Go ahead. And this is my beautiful friend Shika. She is an educator, but you can introduce yourself. I'm just so happy to see you. All right, go ahead. Go. Y'all, the three of us have a little background, Melanin, Shika, and me, but that's a whole different. Go ahead. I don't want to stop your flow because this is what you're going to stand on. So you better say what you need to say and stand on it. Go ahead, Queen.
Okay. I'm Shika Atiba. I'm an educator in the DFW area. I'm going to say shout out to the entire panel. Thank you for having me on. Is poly chaos or freedom? I'd have to say, for the most part of the things that I have seen, I would say it's chaos, only because the governance of it is uncontrolled. There's nowhere for people who are in these relationships to really appeal and have things enforced in a proper way. And so that is my concern, especially for women and children who are often left out when these things occur, and left fighting for things that you really can't prove. So that's what I'll stand on.
Thank you so much, Shika. Okay, locked in. Yara and Shika are locked in, Fatty. What do you think so far? What do y'all think, Melon and Fatty? Does it sound like we're going to be going head to head? I think Shika and Yara are going to be banging heads later on. So y'all want to weigh in before I bring in the next victim?
Well, Shika talking from like a legal standpoint about it, right? Like you feel it's chaos because we don't get to have the privileges that we should have as a monogamous relationship, right?
Well, I'm talking about the legal, but also the moral standpoint, because there are like people in the Hebrew Israelite community, people in the Islamic community where they are facing certain things within that poly relationship that are not necessarily enforced or made right or, governed. There's no government. It's like a free for all. And then where does that woman go once things aren't right? Because like, for example, in the Bible, it states that you're supposed to take 1 year to make your wife happy. Well, if you already have a wife, then you have to take 1 year to make this new wife happy. If that doesn't occur, where does she go to get that enforced?
Okay. Without further ado, I'm going to bring in. You're locked in, Shika. Okay. So I'm going to bring in Rachel. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you have your mic muted, but I'm glad you're here. Introduce yourself, and then the question is poly relationships. Now remember, I'm saying poly, not polygyny, not polyandry, just poly from whatever you want to do it. More than two people in a relationship. Poly relationships, Rachel. Introduce yourself and let us know. Are they good or are they chaotic? Do they cause your life to be chaotic?
Hello, my name is Rachel, and I'm going to say for me, it will be chaotic, but I don't know. I think it will be chaotic. I don't know, because I don't know how other people are, but I'm going to stand on chaotic.
There you go. Because we don't do I don't knows up here.
Yeah.
You gotta stand.
I'm gonna say chaotic.
Okay, and so let her lock in. She's locked in chaotic, and let's get in here with bringing in Sister Light. She's gonna let us know. You heard the question. You've been back there, I know, chomping at the bit, right? Ready to get in here. Peace to you. Introduce yourself.
Peace
Let
to
us
the
know
panel.
where you stand. Is poly just a nightmare chaos for your life, or is it something that really is doable and good for you?
Peace to the panel. Napah, thank you for having me up here. My name is Light the Diabolical Diva. You can find me on Instagram under Diabolical Divas or Paradigm Shift under Diabolical Divas. For me, I've seen instances where it works, and then I've seen instances where it just doesn't work. So for me, I'm a little on the fence. Like, I don't know if I could do it. I think it's.
We don't do on the fence,
I
y'all.
believe it's chaos.
Did you see the title?
I know. I believe it's chaos. So I'm going to stand on that.
Okay, you're gonna stand on it. Awesome, I love it. Stand on that. So you got to get in here and fight too. You can't be like, well, I didn't really mean. Why am I singing la 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 la? I love that song. You know, it means I love you. I love you. So, the inside joke. The inside joke. Okay, so last but not least, because I don't know where Sonnetter is. He's the eye in the sky. He's everywhere. But let me bring in my sister. Oh, there he is. So, so you ready? You're just gonna jump the line. You're the most important, Genesis. Let Sonnetter jump the line. Sonnetter. Does
No,
anybody want to take?
you can bring in Genesis first.
No, you're up here. I'm gonna let Fatty address you man to man. Fatty, give him the stand on it challenge. What's up? I'll hand the mic to you.
I have to address who?
Sonnetter, you're gonna ask him the question that he's gonna stand on.
Oh, are poly relationships chaos or freedom?
Yeah, freedom. Got it. Sir, your mic is muted.
Poly relationships, chaos or freedom?
Yeah, you have to choose and stand on it.
It could be either or.
What is did they not get the memo,
You
y'all?
don't want it to be either or?
No, you stand on one position.
One or the other.
Or the other.
I'm going with the poly, of course.
We know why. Okay.
Stand on the poly.
All right.
Poly is good. It's good for us as a man.
Say anything else? Yeah, go ahead, elaborate, and I'll bring Genesis.
No, I'm just saying poly is good for the man. You know.
What about
but not for the woman?
No, I'm talking about in the sense of because a lot of people, no, it's good for the woman as well. Definitely good for both of us, but for the men, we need that. We need poly because man, women. Go ahead, Napah, because my throat right now. Go ahead, I can't talk.
Drink something cold. All right. So last but not least, we're gonna bring Genesis in. I'm gonna tag you, Melanin. So we're gonna jump her. No, Genesis might agree. I'm gonna tag you, Melanin. Go ahead and ask her the dual question, the stand on it question.
Hey, Genesis. So is poly freedom or chaos? Stand on it.
All right. So I'm gonna stand on this. I agree with what Sheikah says because I think that poly can be non-chaotic and everything else if it was regulated. I think that when you have a Somalian community with a bunch of women that are having babies in a poly relationship, the reason why they are now turning into single mothers, 30,000 of them in Minnesota, is because as Muslims, the polyamory aspect of it is not regulated. I think that America needs to make polyamory legal, and then they need to regulate it. And then once they regulate it and make it so that it's an actual true institution, then it could become a household like aspect that could like be I would say non-chaotic, because when you get the government involved, sometimes it needs that government oversight to be like less than chaotic. If we say that, listen, you can't just leave your family. If you like this woman better, you can't just leave your family and just skip over to like Somalia after you've impregnated this woman and left her with 5 kids. All right, so let the government oversight that same way they oversight other things. And also, I mean, poly has existed all over for so many years. I think that poly, we're pretty much already doing poly when we like have a man that like goes out, has different women, baby mamas. Let's just put a name on it and let's just make it a actual thing to where we say, okay, let's get married. Let's marry each other. And then when you and put like some real policy towards it. When we put policy towards it, then it makes more sense. That's what my stance of it is.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So I just want to recap. What did we get here, Fatty? We have Sheikah said chaotic or not chaotic. I can't remember, Melanin. Fatty, did you?
Yeah, she said chaos.
So it's chaotic.
Rochelle said chaos. Light said chaos. Genesis said chaos. Yara said freedom. And Saw said freedom. Yeah. Did Fatty answer?
I'm gonna get. That's what I'm saying. I want to move now to.
Let me clarify. I think it could be non-chaotic if there was government oversight.
So which one did you say? Chaos or not? Right now, not
Without government oversight, it's chaotic. Yes.
okay. So basically, we can discuss if what, but for right now, you stand it's chaos. So got you, Fatty. I want to go to my co-host. Both of them start with Fatty. What do you weigh in and then pass the mic to Melanin?
Poly relationships are chaotic because nobody does it right. Everybody that I see, there's a bunch of lust going on. There's a bunch of unsupervised women having sex with other men and giving attention to other men. There's a bunch of men that just want to add another booty to the squad instead of actually taking care of it. There's a lot of like, it would be great if everybody would be on one compound and there's several houses and there's a common pool and everybody is together with each other and all the team together go to the same school. Most of the people can afford it. Most of women are not configured to actually share their man on an official way. They do it on an official way. As soon as the man turns their back, they start to cat fight, and there's a bunch of backstabbing and all that. So, on the perfect world, there will be awesome. On this world in 2025 is adding chaos. It's very difficult just to keep one woman, let alone 3, 4, 5, 7.
Okay, you heard him. He says chaos. What about you, Melanin? Do you agree with that?
I think poly is freedom. I don't like that it can't be translated correctly while most of us are practicing it. But I think it has to do with women and jealousy, men and not being honest. So I think if we take care of some kinks, it's definitely freedom.
Freedom, okay. And I say, if I'm asked to choose Polly's freedom, we have to discuss what's going on. So now we have a panel. We have everybody locked in. I want to just bring everybody in the middle, sort of. Okay, so who wants to start it off? I think I'll go to Sheikah so she can get it lit. Sheikah's really good at that. Try to trigger whoever is in opposition of you, Sheikah. Do everything you can to trigger them and get them flying off the handle, unmuting their mic, whatever. Okay, I want to see chairs and tables flying. Sheikah, so chaotic. Tell us some more points about, if you have to have the world practicing either everyone poly, everyone monogamy, I want you to come in and just start right now, convince the world that no, we cannot be poly. We got to do monogamy. Come on in and start throwing some chairs. I count on you.
Well, I think monogamy is the first step. If you cannot please one person, why are you adding to it? And a lot of times it's used as an escapism. Maybe if I add this person to this relationship will turn around. They'll fulfill some other need that I need. And most of the time that's male centered. That's not even with women who practice poly. It's still male centered, which is weird. But it's like, I'm trying to give you something that is missing, but we haven't worked on ourselves. So before anybody goes into a relationship, right, you should be a happy, complete person yourself. This idea of you complete me is a problem because you have not done the work. You have not become happy on your own. Therefore, if you're not happy on your own, you're just going to go and be unhappy with somebody else because people disappoint you. People are going to disappoint you at every turn because people are human. Okay. And so therefore, if we're adding people, we're trying to solve something. Are we fully complete? Are we fully healthily functioning as a couple, as individuals first, then as a couple, then adding two? And monogamy is not even doing what it's supposed to do. And that's the problem. So if we can't make it on monogamy, which I think is the first step, then we shouldn't be moving on to poly.
Yeah, but monogamy is for the woman. It's not for the man. It's a man's natural nature to desire more than one woman. If he chooses to exercise that option or not is his choice, but that's in his nature. He's meant to be fruitful and multiply. We're the ones, when we get pregnant, we have to sit down basically for a year, and we can't conceive another child. I mean, I think they have that where sometimes somebody will conceive another child in the same year, but technically speaking, you should wait a year before you conceive another child. He could get somebody pregnant each and every day. So I think sometimes we get caught up in our emotions rather than the logical aspect of the situation. Plus, a man is supposed to be able to ejaculate a minimum of 21 times in a month to lessen or avoid chances of prostate cancer. Most of us cannot perform at that level. pH balance, you want to give your area time to rest and recover. So what about him and his health? What about his needs?
But don't women have pH balance issues when a man is having sex with multiple women? If a guy is growing up in different women and then going more than likely you're going to have pH balance issues.
Not true, but you can also have pH balance issues by what you're consuming in your body. Women love to make it where he's sleeping with multiple women as the reason, but technically, even if he's sleeping with multiple women, if there's something going wrong, it's because you're not talking to the other woman, because nobody's giving anybody a safe space to be honest about who they really are. When you and the other woman are eating the same things, you guys are discussing who's laying with him here and there, this is my turn, his turn. There needs to be a conversation had to make sure that we're all on the same page. But I disagree that being poly, like that's the first place you guys go is a man with multiple women is automatically messing up the pH balance, and it's just not true. You could be wearing non-cotton underwear. You can be stressed out. There's so many things. It could be the chemicals that you're putting in your hair. It could be the clothes that you're wearing, the jeans that are too tight. There's several things that can mess up your pH balance.
Most traditional polyamorous relationships, the women are not living in the same household. In true polyamory, especially in Islam, each woman has their own household. They're eating whatever according to whatever they want. Each person has their own life and whatever. The guy is then maintaining multiple households. So it's not like we're all together in one spot, maintaining about how we're eating. People, sometimes the wives don't even necessarily get along. I have a story where I know of my godmother who was in a poly relationship. With a Kenyan man. The Kenyan wives were over in Kenya, and she was over here. When he passed away, and she went to his funeral, they tried to poison her and got a bunch of water from malaria in it and tried to kill her. So I would just say this is that a lot of times we be like thinking this poly is like what the way to go, but in Africa alone, this stuff can get quite treacherous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what you're discussing is women and their selfishness, women and their hate for other women. That has nothing to do with poly. We have issues at work. We have issues just smiling at one another. That's not poly, that's women.
Yeah, right. If I may, I would agree with Sister Melanin, because the concept of poly is about community and family, right? And so a lot of times that gets misconstrued with people who are not actually who don't actually practice poly in the proper form and context, right? So when you think about it being just about sex and who's sleeping with who, and we know that this is what's at the forefront of most people's mind, because that's the part of poly that we're even started the conversation off with, about sexual partners and how many people you're sleeping with and how many your pH balance is off and all of that. We simply focus on it being about sex, but that is not the linchpin or the basis and the foundation of a poly relationship. It's about working together as in a community. It's the same concept when you hear it takes a village to raise a child, right? It's based on the same concept, right? So that those many different pieces work together. We all know someone, right, that is capable of doing something or contributing something to a relationship or business that you are not really well versed in, right? You do have some women who are better at raising children than others, right? You have, if we had the right and proper poly relationships, a lot of children who are or experience abuse or certain things, or not, or feeling neglected, or at times the woman is not having that proper communication with their child. If another woman is available who can actually step in and do that, now you have a whole child, right, who's being raised. If she understands that this is about community, this is about family. Family is not just simply based on sex, and that's the problem that we have now. When we talk about polyamory, right? Can you love someone more than one person? Well, let's take a look at this, right? Let's completely be honest with it, right? A lot of people have a very poor definition of what love is, right? We've heard this song, and I'll land in a moment. What does love have to do with it, right? Well, the problem with that statement is that it has everything to do with it, right? It has everything to do with the proper relationship, because the Bible tells us if you truly love someone, then you won't treat them a certain way. You won't talk to them a certain way. You won't put them in certain situations. Love seeks to heal. It seeks to bring together, right? It doesn't seek to destroy. But a lot of times we float off ideas of what we learn, especially in this Western society, of this dangerous definition of love, that it holds no weight, right? But when you have a community that can work together, especially in a polyamory relationship, especially where there are children involved, like that's a dynamic thing if it's done in its proper context. A lot of times we just hear things, and as I said before, it's not a coincidence that when we start talking about this topic, it's all focused on sex, and that's the wrong avenue to take with really understanding this. So I'll end there.
Well, let me address this.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask Sister Melanin a question. You said men need to ejaculate, you said 21 times a month?
Yeah, minimum of 21 times a month to lessen or avoid the chances of prostate cancer.
Okay, so women, right, should have an orgasm up to 3 times a week. That leaves it 30 a month, right, for women. That's to alleviate stress, anxiety, and a host of other things, right, that come with going to work, raising children, just day-to-day life, right?
Okay.
So my thing is, if you most men can't even handle that with one woman, how could he handle it with more than one?
I've never heard of most men not being able to handle it. A man can release, and if you know what you're doing, it's going to stand right back up. So I'm not aware of that.
I mean, yes, they can release, but do they have a high enough sex drive to do that, to please more than one woman over a course of a month?
It's actually harder to keep pleasing the same woman repeatedly. You put
I'm
just being honest. If he could have just released, and you bring another woman that he has not experienced, it's gonna rise for her. Like, you just have to understand the nature of men. But I would have to disagree with you.
But what about
talking about the man being able to bring that woman to an orgasm?
Exactly.
Many women have stated that they've never had an orgasm. Okay. And so if we're starting with the first thing of pleasing one woman first, we're not even getting to poly. And not only that, I'm going to go back. We did not bring up sex. Those who are not for poly did not bring up sex. Y'all brought up sex. I brought about being a whole person, making sure that you are individually happy and you can bring that to a relationship. And Yara, why can't we have community without the sex? Because I have a community around me who can step in when I'm not being the best mother, or I don't know what to say. I have people who will say, hey, Sheikah, let me go ahead and take her for the weekend. I have community, and those things are happening. And let's also go back to our examples of poly. Our examples of poly are people who grew their own food together. Okay, they wasn't shopping at Walmart, Sprouts, and this and that. These are people who lived a whole life from the root, literally, to the clothes that they wore. So now we're dealing in a society where every woman has a different pH balance. So, I mean, let's go back to being a happy individual person, bringing that to a relationship, then be a happy, functioning, healthy couple, which we don't see a lot of that. 50% of marriages fail within
But the women are the ones filing the most divorces. But continue.
So why
Okay,
are they?
so women do file for a divorce. Women also actually push for the marriage. This
Right.
is the paperwork of it.
You force him to marry you.
No.
You demand
They
it.
push for the man. No.
But that's not your position as a woman to be pushing for marriage. That's not your place.
I thought men choose their wives. So how are women?
Yeah, but she stated that women are pushing for marriage.
She's saying they're pushing to stay married before they. I'm sorry, sis. She's saying they're pushing to stay married before they
Your mic
actually
is
file for
your
divorce.
audio, Shika. Your audio. Damn.
Okay. Hold on, let me see what I can do.
Do you want Yara to jump in and respond a little?
Well, I do want to say something real quick.
Him. Yara, you want to get in here? You want to respond to Shika? Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I just want to say, she said, "Why we can't have community without sex?" Well, I don't know how people come into existence in this world without sex, right? You need to make babies. So that's the first priority of what sex is for. It's about reproduction, number one. And then number two, after that, then you have you tend to develop intimacy and different things like that over the course of a period of time and know someone. But at the end of the day, sex is not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing. Sex should bring people together, right? In its proper relationship, right? So to say that someone being in a polyamorous relationship or being or operating in polygyny, or whether it's freedom or it's chaos, well, chaos only ensues when you have no actual true knowledge of something, right? It's just as if you take any weapon, you take a gun, right? You can use it to hunt and feed your family. You can use it for safety against an intruder, or you can use it to murder. Everything that we deal with and involve ourselves with has to do with how we view something. And most of the times, especially people in this country, we view topics like these in the scope of Western mindset, right? And how they separated families, right? When our people were brought to these shores, or even if you're indigenous, we'll get to that later, they still had multiple wives, right? And they had multiple wives to do what? To do various different things. Some would take care of the household, some would take care of the children, some would help by the field. Even in the Bible, and I'll just use this because that's, I come from that. Proverbs 31 talks about a virtuous woman. And it tells us that virtuous woman, she considers a field and buys it. In other words, that's a boss chick in real estate. You see what I'm saying? So it's not saying that a woman is only relegated to mundane things in the home. She's there also buying real estate. She's raising the children. She's also securing that household. She's making that house a home. These are things that we have to have. What woman's going to say that all those things could not be done on a higher level if you don't have someone next to you who understands, like, listen, we can all make this work for the greater good. Oftentimes we look at things in a selfish manner. Well, I don't want nobody touching my chicken. I don't want nobody messing with my chicken leg. That's my chicken. You see what I'm saying? But what about let's all eat? You see what I'm saying? That's the concept we have to deal with. But I understand that there's these narratives out here. We see it all the time with these reality TV shows, these love and hip hop. They're fun to watch, but they're detrimental in formulating people's thoughts about what actually a polyamorous or poly relationship actually should look like, right? And so I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying it's everyone does it perfectly, but I do agree it is a perfect system if it's done correctly. That's just like anything. You're an educator, Shika. You're an educator, and you know the difference when you're dealing with people who have bad methodologies when it comes to teaching children, right? Although they claim to be in education, they may think and some are even rewarded, right, for their service. But you can tell I've had some horrible professors in university, horrible professors, right? But you can't get rid of those tenured. They're tenured. No matter how much you complain about them, you're not going to get rid of them. They're just there. But again, when we look at this topic, we can't just simply look at it through a narrow scope. We have to look at it as, what are we looking at now in our communities? What are we looking at now in our communities? I've seen in just this last year, and I'll end here, in just this last year, more women coming on to social media spaces saying, I just needed some help. I just needed some help. There's no one here to help me. I don't have my grandmother. I don't have my mother here. I need someone to help me. What if the polyamorous or polymorph or poly relationship is open to them where they can say, you know what? I just need some time, right? And I can leave my children with someone that I can trust, and then out until I get myself together. Maybe I need to work over here for a time and then come back. If we look at it in a different perspective, then that may be a solution that we can have with our people today. So I'm not saying it's done perfectly. I don't think there are too many people that we know in a popular space that does this perfectly because of what we see, but it is a perfect system if it's done correctly. I stand on that.
Statistically, women create community on their own.
Okay.
This is why they don't die
Letitia, I
lonely.
want you to take the mic for just a minute because I'm trying to see if we're Fatty. Oh, there he is. My bad. Never mind. Fatty, I was wondering where you were.
I was waiting a
Come
little
back in
bit.
here. I want you to weigh in and kind of.
But she did break it down.
Your audience, you're watching it.
Yeah,
So, Fatty, welcome back.
Can I
What do
be
you want to
heard?
say and lead this?
Yeah, if it's possible, let her finish and then I go after. I'll go right after her. It's fine.
I was saying women statistically
Are you there?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we heard you, Napah.
Fatty, call
Yes.
me Fatty. I need you to come in
I can
and
hear
stand
you.
on it.
I'm here.
Yes, I think you have a delay, Napah.
I do?
Oh yeah, because he's
Let
here.
her speak, and then he's gonna.
Oh, well, can you see me right? Okay.
Yeah, I see you.
He wants to let her speak, then he's gonna come after her.
Oh, I didn't know he was on here. Damn,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. Did I just put him on here?
Go ahead, Diabolical Diva.
Tell her to refresh her stream, please.
Because I hear what y'all are saying.
Tell her to refresh her stream, please.
Refresh your stream, Napah.
Am I slow? Am I okay? It's me. Yeah. My bad. Okay, I'll be back. I'm just gonna refresh. Sorry about that. I'm gonna hand the mic over to you.
Go ahead and finish your statement, and I'll come right after you.
Difficulties.
So what I was saying is that women create community, right? This is why women do not die alone. When you look at the statistics of men that die alone, they don't create community.
Can y'all hear me?
They don't even create community
I
to the point.
Anybody. Y'all.
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hand the mic back over to you guys. Yara came in, he came back, retorted. I'm gonna hear from Genesis. Actually, let's get Rachel in here.
No, I'm sorry.
Light is finishing what she was saying.
Anybody jump in, please. The silence is killing me. It's like a dagger.
No,
she's
talking.
I think you can't hear us, Napah, because Light is talking.
Yeah, someone's talking right now.
I can't hear her. No, not at all.
Oh, now she's gone. All right.
Damn. Well, I can't hear her. It's me. It's me. Sorry. Because I was just hearing silence. Yeah.
And Napah, try to take care of the technical difficulties. Melanin and I will handle it if you are having troubles. Okay.
Yeah, she'll be back.
Yes, and the lady.
Rochelle, did you say you wanted to speak, or who wanted to speak?
Well, I just wanted to make a statement because a lot of times when we talk about polygamy, we talk about it as if these men that are in America have all this money to be able to even have all these women to be able to even pay the money to even run all these households with all these kids. Half the men don't even have trades. They don't have anything to be able to take care of all these households, let alone their own self. Half them are living in their auntie house, their mama house, this and that. There's some men that might have it together, but listen, in Africa, when they have this, they have, like Fatty said, a compound where all their wives can live together and they can come and stay together and do this whole polygamy thing. In America, absolutely not. You have people in different households and you're trying to if you do bring them all together, it's really a bunch of women that's really supporting the man, and then that like it looks like pimping, because now you got all these women working, and then you're the man, and you're the person in the center, and everybody's like feeding into the household, and you pretty much are just like the man, you the man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't agree with how America does polygamy. And I'm also going to say this: when a man gets a certain age in his 40s and 50s, high blood pressure kicks in, all these things, and you talk about like sex, right? Now,
Rachel, mute yourself, please. Rachel, mute yourself, please. Somebody.
Rochelle?
Yeah. I'm definitely hosting the second episode, friends.
Right. So Rachel,
Rochelle?
Somebody that is on the back with the control. Can you mute her, please?
right. So, anyways, as I was saying, if you can hear me over there, a lot of times people have a man, or have this whole situation with this whole like imaginary thing. But when guys get a certain age, right, you got to have things that kick in that like actually affect their ability to keep it up, right? But then they might
But
still.
it's the same for women though. As we age, it's not as wet as you used to be in your 20s. So what is the point?
Exactly. So my point is that why are we bringing on this whole because a lot of polygamy, it's a bunch of young. They want to get the younger. Once the old one gets old, they keep having kids. Can't take care of them, leave them. This is what's happening in Minnesota right now. A bunch of 30,000 Somalian women are right now.
Who cares? Who cares? Like, there's 30,000 baby mamas in Minnesota that are not Somalian. Like, who cares? Monogamy is not working too. Like, this is the let's go to the worst case scenario of polygamy and the best case scenario of monogamy. Respectfully, if y'all actually, one second, because you were being very long-winded. You were being very long-winded, Genesis. If y'all wanted to make it work, y'all would, because y'all splitting baby daddies right now, unofficially. Y'all literally doing it right now. Most of these women that are having kids with these dudes for the most part already, like y'all already sharing him. You either just don't know it, or you do it on I get him this week, and when he gets mad at me, you get him next week. For the most part, it's because women don't want it to work. It could work if women had a serious mentality about actually building for the kids. The problem is a lot of times these women are getting on these poly relationships for them. They're not getting on this poly relationship for the kids. They're not getting on this poly relationship for the group. They are getting on this relationship for them. And as soon as they don't get what they want, they are willing to break the family up and separate their kids from their brothers and sisters just because they're not getting their way. That's why it's not sustainable. It's not because it's a bad system. It's because the people inside of the system a lot of times come in the system for selfish reasons. That's all. Like, so stop talking about the Somalis and in Africa and all these things. This is irrelevant. It's not working right now in the West with monogamy, and these women have 30,000 baby mamas anyway.
In America, in Minnesota, right now, 30,000.
How many single women are in the United States that have the father is not in the household? Do you say there is more than 30,000? Is it fair to say?
It's fair to say that. However,
so how is that relevant?
These are polygamous households. So if polygamy worked, then there would not be what you're saying. There would not be
DJ Genesis. Relationships are not working, period. Either be poly or monogamous. How many friends do you have? How many kids do you know that their father is not on their house? They are being raised by their mama. Like, how many? That's why I'm saying it's irrelevant. You are picking on a small community in a very
adding a man doesn't make it better. It does not. The number one thing in a household that shows that there is an abuse is a step parent. Okay, that's the number one sign of bringing in other people. So saying, okay, well, you can run around with your dick and I'll stay in line for it does not help either, because we've seen men who do that, who try to do poly and they have one set of wives, then they come back with a whole nother set of wives.
So
let's not act like.
Let me ask you. One second, please. So Chica, let me ask you something. Chica, do you have kids?
Yes.
Is the father of your kids with you?
Nope.
Are you dating? Are you dating?
Nope.
You're not going to date forever, right?
Till I want to date, till I feel like it's a safe space for me.
So isn't your situation the same thing that you are mentioning right now? You are going, because the father of your kids is not with you. As soon as you start dating, you're going to introduce a stepdad that is going to be on the same situation that you're talking about.
No, I'm
this
not
is
allowing
why
anybody in my home until my daughter is 18 and out the home.
So if you're not
and old enough and able to defend herself, I'm willing to wait for that because I'm investing in my daughter.
So when will this be? When she's turning 18?
In about 10 years.
Come on, and you're saying like you're going to stay on the lines, not having no relationship with nobody, just going to. So last question. So you are telling me
for me to get out there? I've talked to people, I have friends, but I'm not going to commit myself while I'm trying to raise this daughter. That is my commitment to her.
And now, this is what.
And my mother made the same commitment to me as well. She did not get married until we were 18 and out the house.
And this is what we're talking about, right? Y'all already have broken homes without polygamy. That's the point. The biggest stress point of a kid becoming alcoholic, a degenerate, a gambling addict, a criminal, all these things, like there's more risk if there's no man in the house, period. More than actually you bringing somebody, a male figure from outside to take care of those kids. If you are going to...
That's actually about absent parents, not
absent dad, not parents, dads.
Dad. The absent dad is absent, but if the dad is actually co-parenting with the mother, those stats significantly drop.
So if you have all those, like if it's about the kids, we'll go back to him. You're good, right?
Why would I want dysfunction in my child's life? We
can why is it dysfunctional?
Happily co-parent. I'm not going into my personal life, but
you don't have to be dysfunctional. You just have to say yes, sir.
Happily co-parent and have two healthy parents for this child.
Or you could make it work.
I can go back to dysfunction and we can be dysfunctional. We were not in a healthy situation.
A single parent household is already dysfunction. A single parent household is already dysfunction.
Hold on real quick. Just because a woman is single,
she has friends. She's happy.
But just because a woman is single doesn't mean that father is not 100% of helping raise that child.
He's not.
No, listen, he is. It doesn't because
I can prove it.
Hold on, you can't prove it.
Let me prove it then. No, let me
tell you why you can't prove it.
Okay.
Because you don't know everybody.
Oh, here you go.
No, it's the truth. Like,
are you against? Are you standing on light? Are you standing on chaos, or are you saying it's freedom?
I'm standing on chaos.
So let me prove it then.
Because as a woman whose child's father died, I didn't date, and whatever I did outside. Because my kids,
you're a special situation though.
Your circumstance is special.
Because I could have Because I could have gotten any man that I wanted, right?
But he's unalive. He's not alive.
He's not there.
It doesn't count. Listen, because guess what? I had a community of men.
No, it doesn't count.
Stepped in. It does count.
You can't go get him.
The dad is not there.
So her situation wouldn't be valid for what we're.
Situation.
No, but she has no other choice though.
She has no choice. That's the point. She didn't choose it.
Have a choice.
No, he's not. I'm saying the biological father. That's not your choice for him not to be there.
You have a choice.
I could have brought a man into my home, or I stayed single.
Damn. That's not the point. You were forced into a situation. You don't have a choice. For example, if a man is going to cuff a woman that is a widower, she's an honorable woman. Nobody's going to say, "Oh, I don't want to be with the baby mama." Like, is actually a genuine thing. But when you are choosing to break up your family because of for whatever reason, And then again, I'm not defending the abuse, the putting hands on you or like those things that actually can put you in physical danger. But once you break the family, you can be 100% a good father because you are not there 100%. The best ability is availability. You can be the number one father of the world. If you can be with your kids 7 days a week, you will never be better than the man that is there every day, all there, putting the kid to sleep, waking up, taking it to school. You can do it. So once again, y'all choose things that are good for yourself. This has nothing to do with the kids, and this is why poly relationship doesn't work. Is because these women are not getting into poly for the kids; they are getting into poly for them. And as soon as it goes that another way, now they remove themselves for the situation because they are not winning. This is this panel actually is the microcosmos of what I'm talking about. Selfish people trying to do selfish things and then saying we are better this way. Go ask your daughter if she actually didn't want the dad in the house. Go ask her and see if she's going to say no. I want him
I would
away.
know the answer to that, but your response is very emotional because if you actually look at the data, and I do because I'm in education, if you have a dysfunctional household, it is better to have two healthy parents who are separate raising that child.
Elaborate dysfunctional.
When you have them in dysfunction, it's going to breed more dysfunction. And
Can I ask you a question?
They have similar outcomes. They have similar outcomes to people whose parents were neglectful. Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Please understand that having two parents in the household for the sake of having two parents in the household can do extreme damage to children.
Okay. So can I ask you a question? Is a woman raising a kid by herself inherently dysfunctional? Like dysfunction means we have a level of normalcy with two parents and all these, and then one. Like if a man is raising a kid by himself,
resources, and I do. So if you have resources, then your child is not going to feel like, oh, I don't ever have my mom's attention. My daughter goes to the school right across the street from me. Okay, we spend most of our day together. Okay, she doesn't have to worry about bills and stuff like that because I don't have to worry about that. She's been riding in the Benz since she was 3 years old. Her mama owns 2 houses. So these are things that my child does not have to deal with. She doesn't have to wonder where her next meal is coming because no man is in the home. And nor do I have to stand in line and get on somebody's penis to get it.
And once again, this is BS because there's a bunch of rich men. There's a bunch of rich men that have a bunch of money, and that kid is literally born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and they have extreme dysfunction because there's not a woman at the home, because the man is working too much, because the guy wants to be a CEO, so he works 16 hours a day and he's never available to watch the kid playing football or going on vacation with him. Money is a very good indicator of what you can provide for the kid, but it doesn't account to dysfunction because once again, there's a bunch of assholes with money. There's a bunch of women with money that they have no idea how to be moms. Go ahead, finish your point. You got it. Oh, it's me. I am Fatty. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I like that. And then look at those. Look at the background. Fatty did the awesome graphics.
And Napah, second show, I'm hosting. I'm hosting it on the second show. You can get it on the third one. Back again.
Well, you know what? This is background talk, okay? You bring in the amateur side out. I was just pushing you up there. We're going to talk about all that. All that can be discussed. We're doing great. I love this. I love the show. I love the energy. But Fatty, because we're moving into the second part, right? Melanin, Fatty, Sheikah, everybody. So I wanted to really quickly come in and say my piece. I really didn't say. People, I think I did kind of, obviously there's a lot to be said and a lot to be done, but the more the merrier for me. We're talking about stable, focus, right priorities in place, all in order people. So I think the more the merrier. It takes a village to raise. So I prefer multiple women than one man. For me, I'm a polygynist. But if you're a woman that does, we didn't even, y'all see, you ladies, we were talking about poly. You could have gone into polyandry. What if you have multiple husbands? We didn't even get into it. We might have to have a part 2 on this. Poly is always so complex, and it gets everybody riled up. But I'm hoping to really, I want to get it lit in here, right, Melanin?
Oh,
This
yes,
isn't
we
lit
do.
enough.
But hold on, I want to say something about
For a
this.
second.
Hold on, Genesis. Now, hold on. Now, you just take your time, sip on some more, whatever you're sipping on. It don't work that way, okay? I'm gonna let you in here. I want you to start off. I was thinking of you, ma'am. Listen, y'all, it's live. There's kinks. It's not gonna be like, perfect. So hold on, Genesis. Keep your mic muted until I tell you to unmute your mic. I want to move into something that will really get people lit, because I know there's a lot of wild people out there. Yeah, I said it, that are running around and talking about FBA and asking me, "Oh, Napah, you're not gonna be included because you got some Dominican in you. Hold on, let me see your lineage." It's wild. So we're gonna move into the FBA topic, if that's okay with everybody, because I said I wanted to get it lit, but I think if we get Genesis in here to start the ball rolling, because she's been going back and forth with the FBA community. She is Pan-African. So Genesis, you're gonna stand on it, or or you're gonna look like a complete flip-flop. Is FBA Black nationalism and Black patriotism, or just patriotism in itself, or is it xenophobia? Is it just, basically hating people who aren't you or that you're foreign to? Go ahead, Genesis.
Xenophobia.
Why are you in the dark, bro? I know people don't like women to say bro, but it's like, Genesis.
No, I don't know. My thing is frozen. I don't know what's going on. So is it black? Because on mine, it's just my picture like frozen.
Okay,
there.
well,
I can see your picture. You're just not moving.
Yeah. So I would say I don't think it's xenophobia, and I don't think it's patriotism. I think what's happening is this whole delineation movement, and that really gets me into the whole thing about the Somalians, because what's happening is you have a whole group of people that feel like that everybody's trying to tether off of us, and we are the FBAs. And what I feel is that when we don't have unity and we don't really care about what's happening across the board for Africans across the board, just like what Pan Africanism says, then you have groups of people like the Somalians that right now are being attacked by ICE, even though they're on some BS and like on some anti-American stuff. Bottom line is they're over in Minnesota. They're getting all kind of benefits like SNAP benefits and this, that, the other, defrauding the government, all this stuff because they going back to the polygamy argument because he says that let's not get into that, but the Somalians in America right now are they're coming over, impregnating all the women, saying that they're married, and then leaving them, going back to Somalia with their original wife, and then just coming over here and impregnating 5 and 6 kids, and then they have this whole like racket going on to where they're like opening up all kind of like strip malls and this, that, the other. At one point, I would say when it comes to FBA, that is tethering. What's happening right now in Minnesota is tethering.
So let me see if I get this right. They are doing bad enough to get SNAP benefits, good enough to open shopping malls, bad enough to go back to their land, good enough to come in and impregnate locals. Like, are they overachievers or underachievers? Because what you said, it kind of is like they are doing so well. They're coming in and doing and getting stars and getting malls. And then you say, but they're on SNAP benefits and no, they're going, like, if I'm winning, why I'm going back to my homeland?
They're defrauding the government. So at one point, I agree with the FBA when it comes down to people should not be able to come over to America, get benefits, and have all these kids and everything, and leave it for the government and my tax dollars to pay for their kids.
Explain that. Like, how are they doing that?
Okay, what they're doing is that they're doing the guise of marriage. Oh, okay, I'm married to you, right? They have one main wife that they love, and then they have all these other different wives, so-called, that they like are just impregnating, having kids with. And then they like these people are then getting like benefits and this, that, they're lying and stuff like that, saying this and saying that, lying about this whole thing. Meanwhile, our tax dollars are paying for this, And then this guy gets to go back over to Somalia and be with his original wife, the first wife, and really, really super duper love. Meanwhile, these kids are over here. We got to take care of them.
That, like what you said make no sense. So I'm going to come to the United States, scam everybody, get the time of my life, get a couple of kids, get business, everything is going, and then I'm going to go back to the place where I was from and I didn't get nothing like that. Why? Why would I go back?
Because you could you could live like a king over in Africa. You could like take the money from Africa and from America and bring it over to Africa and funnel the money from America over to Africa and live good.
So they are overachieving scammers.
Excuse me, Genesis. Can you turn your camera off? I can't see anything.
No, she's frozen. She's frozen. She's frozen.
No, but when she turns her camera off, at least we could see a picture.
No, Napah. I don't know where you. We can see. Yeah, we can see the snapshot. Is your side, Napah? You might not see
it. In animation, you know, when you see.
Y'all have to pick and choose if y'all want members.
Listen, at one point, I was
Napah. Sorry, Genesis. You're going to have the chance to reply. Like y'all have to pick and choose if y'all want to kick out people that come on the United States to like that are on some bullshit and are actually underachievers, so they don't help nobody, or if you want to kick out the overachievers. Because respectfully, it sounds like you're destroying shit to the wall and try to see what it sticks. I respect if people are nationalists or people are tribalists when they say this is the problem we have. This is a bunch of something, and we need to stop doing this. But when you say they are so good that they open malls, but so bad that they are on stamps, and they get some keys, but they go back to their land, but they fly, but they swim, like pick a motherfucker, pick a side. Like say exactly what is the problem you have with these losers or winners, and then we can go from there. But you are just throwing things to the wall and see what sticks.
Donald Trump is right now.
I gotta move on to the next person, but are you so? I agree with Fatty on that. I thought you were strong position Pan-African. It sounded like you were just
I'm letting you know is that my position is beginning to change based on what I'm seeing in Minnesota. So
now
Pan-African is
no.
Stop. Let me finish my sentence.
Go ahead and finish, but then for the show.
What I would say is I don't agree with people taking advantage of the things that we have done as Americans to build up this whole situation. Then these people can come over here and then take advantage. I don't like that part. Now, I don't agree with the whole tether thing and being divisive. And I get it that people want to delineate. It does not mean that we have to be xenophobic and call people tethers and this, that, the other. However, when you see in communities where this thing is happening, I kind of see what people are saying.
And by the way, Napah, just to make sure one thing, how many single mothers you said Somalis have in Minnesota?
30,000.
How is that possible if the total population is 60,000? If the total population of Somalis in Minnesota is 60,000, how can 30,000 be single mothers? Remember, one mother and one kid is 60,000 already. One mother and one kid. Where are the men? Why are you lying to us, Genesis? Why are you lying?
I'm about to bring it in. Hold on. I'm about to bring in the whole
30,000 single mothers, 30, let's imagine one kid each is 30,000 women and 30,000 kids. If the population is 60,000, where are you getting these numbers?
It's single mothers. They're not talking about how many kids they got. It's 30,000 single mothers.
No, but the total population, and I'm sorry, Napah, the total population is 60,000. How is that possible? See, the total population of Somalis is 60,000. How is these numbers work?
Answer that in Genesis, but when you answer it, I want you to quickly answer so we can move on because we're just trying to
show you the information.
Really, for real though, hold on though, Genesis, my love. Do you, if the world was about to end today, y'all, I keep looking at Melanin like, are these brothers and sisters not getting it? You got to stand on it. You can't be like, well, I'm a Moko Jumbi, one leg on this side of the fence and one leg on. Which one are you? Are you saying that they're xenophobic? Do they need to stop doing what they're doing, or are they doing a great job? Are they patriots? Are they Black patriots? Are they pushing Black power and great things for Black Americans? One or the other. Which one do you stand on, my friend? And you can elaborate, but you have to stand on one position right now.
I just want to say that the current
No,
statistics
light,
there's
sweetheart.
108,000.
Light. I don't know if I have a delay. I'm saying to Genesis, yes or no? Which one? I mean, xenophobic or patriots? Which one, Genesis?
I don't think it's patriotic at all. I think it's definitely xenophobia. Yeah.
Okay, so fight for the cause when you're in here if you can.
But hold on. But why can't? Okay, here's the thing. I'm not a monolith. Like, okay.
But the show is about being standing your ground, and that's what I'm feeling. That. What do you think, Fatty and Melanin? Are you guys feeling that too? Stand your ground, no center of the lane. What do you guys think? I have to sidebar my.
That's not center of the lane. I'm trying to show that. Okay, yes, it is xenophobic for FBA to talk about Caribbeans and say that they are tethering and talk about people from West Africa and say that they're tethering. However, we also now I'm seeing that we have a whole group in up there. They don't even consider themselves to be Black, but they're like they say that they're Arab. But
okay, so stand on it. So stand on it. So stand on it. Are you being xenophobe towards them?
Yeah,
maybe I am. God damn it.
No, not maybe. Are you being xenophobic towards them?
No, I'm actually not. I'm actually talking about what's happening in the truth and what they're doing over there. That's not xenophobic.
Yeah,
so if a FBA is coming in with first of all, you're lying, right? But I'm not going to call you a liar. No. I was not done. And you don't live in Minnesota. And you don't live in Minnesota. The only white, like you just only met to the Somalis because they don't look your way. So what we're going to do is simple, right? You have to actually pick a side. Why is it okay for you look down on Somalis, but is not okay for FBA to look down on people from the Caribbean, people that come from Africa and all that? Why are you right?
We didn't come from the Somalian group. We came from West Africa. We came from Caribbean. The Somalians are a whole nother group of people that are coming over here.
They are still Black.
Well, I don't agree with. No, they're not. They said
they're still Black.
No, they say they're not Black. Look at what they say.
No, it's not what they say. It's not what they say. Oh my God.
They say that
Genesis. Stop being difficult. There are Black Jays. There are Black Arabs. There are Black Muslims. There are Black Christians. There are Black South Americans. Okay, so if their ethnicity is not Black, what are Somalis, Genesis?
They call themselves the Arab.
Now I'm asking you. Arab is not an ethnicity. You are going to answer this. For example, Italian, for the most part, is a white person. A German, for the most part, is a white person. A person from Ghana is, for the most part, a Black person. What are Somalis ethnically?
They consider themselves to be Arab.
Oh my God! You know.
Okay,
hey, you guys got it. You guys got it. Let me mute myself.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's almost like even Dominicans. Certain Dominicans either. Certain Dominicans do not consider themselves to be Black.
Go get your refreshment, Genesis. We'll bring you back in. We see you stand on it that they're xenophobic, but you still kind of peeking over the fence, like.
No. I'm saying for West Africans, Caribbeans, no, we need to be. But all that Arab stuff. And they think that they're Arab, let them be Arab, and then they're going to come over here and take advantage of
Our FBA xenophobic?
Yes.
Do you stand against that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Whew. Melanin, you have something to add before we bring in Yara? I got to have a sip of my soda water.
I'm listening to learn. I don't have anything to add.
Okay. If you're listening to learn, I'm sorry for what Genesis is making you go through.
You know what? Leave Genesis alone.
So,
acting up.
So
I'm gonna let her fight back. Go ahead, Fatty. I'm gonna let her fight back in a minute, but we gotta move on. What you want to say, Fatty? You want to bring Yara in?
No. It wasn't me. It was Yara. Sorry, it was
Oh, that was
Sage.
Yara.
It was, yes.
Go,
Yeah,
Melanin.
it's all
Can you
good.
refresh? Can you refresh the brother's memory? What we were talking about? Genesis took us on a magic carpet ride to Saudi Arabia, which we thought it was Saudi Arabia, but it was Somalia. I don't know where the hell we were. To the Middle East. Okay, ask the brother the question, and let's see what his response is, please.
Okay. So Yara, is FBA xenophobia or patriotism?
I think it rests on the side of Black patriotism. And let me preface that. Can y'all put this on the jumbo screen? Can y'all see that?
Just a moment, sure.
Put it up real big.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Y'all
can
see
kind of
that?
see it. Yeah.
Back it up some.
Okay,
Maybe
so that is my great. Can you see it better?
back it up some. There you go.
Okay. That is my great grandmother, right? And you can see her name down there. Hold on.
Yeah, we saw her. She's named.
Her
she looks
name
like
is
a-
Miranda. Yeah, her name is Minnie Miranda Mahawad, right? Now, she is a full-blooded Chippewa. That's my great-great-grandmother, right? She didn't speak English, right? She only spoke a native tongue. So that is my great-great-grandmother. Now, that's on my father. That's on my father's side. And on my mother's side, my mother is her grandmother is a full-blooded Cherokee, right? But so when people talk about FBA and foundational Black Americans, you can clearly see, although she's a full-blooded Chippewa, she looks like a Black person, right? She just has African, you see what I'm saying? She has a dark skin tone, but you can clearly tell she's native, right? So there was really no, for her, in her story, she'll tell you that she didn't suffer or go through slavery. She didn't really go through slavery. She was well kept, right? So when people talk about FBA, I understand the foundational Black American Aboriginal thing. I can put myself in that category legitimately, right? I can actually do that. But when you talk about foundational Black American, if you're talking about this remixing of African descendants of slaves, I understand why they do it. They simply do it because of the dollar, right? It's a money grab. I'm gonna just be honest with it, right? It's a money grab. And I understand why they're making the play. But if people are actually honest about this entire situation, the United States of America, I don't care how many apologies we want to squeeze out of them, how much we argue FBA, if we're seeking monetary reparations, they are not going to turn over billions of dollars to a small group, right, of quote unquote foundational Black Americans to do as they will, right? They're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. My whole point is that they need to reevaluate exactly what it is that they want to do on a political scale, because you're not going to get the money, right? I know people don't like hearing that. They're not going to give you that money. It's not coming, right? What you can ask for are things like free education. What you can ask for, what they're doing in Evanston, Illinois. I'm from Chicago. I'm 15 minutes away from Evanston on the drive. Actually, Evanston and Chicago is next door to each other. But they already have a form of reparations, right? Where they have free college tuition, right? When it comes to, I think it's 2 years of college tuition you can actually get for free. You can go to a JUCO for free. These are the things that we need to be looking towards. Same thing, I believe, in North Carolina, they've passed something in regards to reparations. These are the types of things we need to be fighting and advocating for, not arguing with each other whether or not who's foundational Black American and who's not. We need to look at it and understand is that with money, they already know what most of us is going to do. And I'm going to put it to you like this. When those PPP loans was going out, those PPP loans and they was getting all that, I'm not going to say a majority of it was African Americans, but it was a lot of African Americans that were on these PPP loans. And a lot of them didn't start businesses. A lot of them didn't invest the money, right, to better their communities. You know what they did? They bought houses, cars, clothes, went on trips. They squandered it. All these millions of dollars that they quote unquote erroneously had gotten, they squandered it. They squandered it. And the problem with that is that a group of people with no plan. We already fight over who's gonna get to China when grandma died. You almost lose your life at a funeral or a repast. You see what I'm saying? Or when it's come time to clean out grandma's house, they want to go see if she got money stuffed in the TV like Uncle Pete from Soul Food. The problem is that we're having the wrong arguments with the FBA. I don't knock them for wanting to create that identity because I think that's important to all Black people. We're most Black people in America. We're looking for a solid identity, right? We're looking for that, right? That's just a product of slavery in this country, right? But you can't go after it simply saying, "Give us the money." That's not a viable platform to stand on. Just give us the money because we say we are who we say we are. Right?
Yeah, but Black Americans will never get reparations. No, because there's nobody on political office ready to actually give them reparations.
1000%.
This is a problem that is not a problem because no immigrant, terror, or whatever is going to get in the way of you getting reparations. The people that are getting on the way of you getting reparations are above you and are a little bit more pale. And they don't want to have no conversation with you, just like Brazilians don't want to have no conversation with Portugal about reparations. No matter who you pick, Republican, Democrat, Independent, all of them are against reparations. Even Bernie Sanders, which is the most progressive man and wants to give health care and affordable college, when it comes to reparations, says, nah, I don't think that's a good thing. So once again, first elect a candidate or somebody that will actually push this idea. And all of that, we can have a conversation. But having conversations about reparations when nobody on the pamphlet is willing to give you reparations and trying to make enemies of people that are below you for whatever reason, I don't understand. I think it's just people deciding, oh, we are not this gang, we are this gang now. Well,
can I outline the difference between xenophobia and patriotism?
Actually, we got to move on to it. We have another.
Everybody knows what is xenophobia. There was no need to define it.
No, here's the thing.
Can nobody hear me? My mic is delayed again, right?
Now we can hear just Genesis being belligerent.
Just ignore me. She would never do that. I know my mic is delayed or something. Genesis. I know. I'm just being facetious. We have to bring Shika in. She didn't even weigh in yet, and then you could definitely jump in.
My bad. I'm sorry.
And I think we all know what xenophobia is, but I know for the argument, I get it. It's coming up. Okay, so let's see, Shika, I'll ask you. FBA, I know you're familiar with it. Tariq, Nasheed, Umar, Pan-African versus Umar. Is it really just xenophobia? Are they attacking actually people that they just are foreign to? Even Black Americans? Are they attacking? Because I didn't add this caveat. I want to ask you, Americans like you who have Caribbean roots, right? Are they attacking you? Are they really xenophobic against their own? Even or is it just patriotism? We just don't understand they're fighting for Blacks. Which one is it? What do you want to stand on?
Yara's in the back too, by the way.
Oh, yes. He's just, his device isn't connected on my end. Do you see that? He said he's in the back? Okay. Yara, you have to come back because I don't see you. Sorry. It's live, y'all. Hit that like button. Show Melanin and Fatty and me some love. Sonnetter, of course. HOK. All right. Sorry. I keep on saying I'm going to let you go, and I'm stopping you. Shame on me. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, so FBA, ADOS, all those movements are about the dumbest things that I've ever heard. You are leaving a lot of money on the table because I have two roots. I have Caribbean roots on my mother's side. My father's side is indigenous and African. They can go, you could go all the way back to slavery, and I have with them. So I have two roots. So I only get half of the money. This is leaving money on the table. I have been disenfranchised my life. Throughout my life, I've had to work twice as hard to get what I need. You know what I'm saying? I've been discriminated against. So I went through those things. And if you had ever read The Case for Reparations, then you know that slavery is just one part of our history. What about redlining? What about the Tuskegee experiments? Which actually shows up in my DNA because of my father's side. It literally changed our DNA. We are leaving, even education today only deals with 8% of the curriculum is only 8% of people of color, but yet we're paying into the system with our property tax and not getting the same validation and outcomes as other students. You know, so again, there's stuff going on right now that we can start calculating money for. So just leaving it at slavery is a problem, and it's just a penny way of trying to get something. But it's lazy. It leaves so much money on the table that we should really be getting and they're really behind the 8 ball because I found myself in this meeting. I don't know how I got there. I think I was like on one of your shows, and then somebody asked me to come to this meeting. There are already groups in talks with the UN. The UN has a definition of those who were enslaved in the diaspora. They have a definition. Why do you think people are starting to give out reparations right now? They're trying to get ahead of the 8 ball. Okay, because it's not going to be something that we get in a vote. It's going to have to be something that comes through the courts or outer society that says, hey, we have to repair this. This is why we have a problem with our relationships and homes and dysfunction, because I used to be offended because the UN decided that the whole Black community needs therapy. I used to be offended. I agree more than ever that the whole Black community needs therapy. There's not one person that does not need it and need to really deal with the dysfunction, the drama, and the things that come from it. Anxiety, depression, all these things are affecting us because, I don't know if y'all remember the 80s. Remember the 80s? It seemed like everybody was poor. You know, everybody was struggling. And this is what Trump is trying to get back to. This hierarchy, everybody struggles beneath us and we are winning, you know? That is what Make America Great Again is all about. And so even with the decisions he's making, we can count that up. We can monetize on all these decisions he's making right now and get what's rightfully ours. But to me,
how?
It's futile. It's divisive. They're behind the 8 ball, and it's lazy.
Can you explain how are people leaving money on the table under Trump?
In this room, or
no, you said people are leaving money under the table. Like, okay. What is
so? Because these movements are mainly driven by slavery. We want our money for slavery. We want our check for that free labor. But what about everything that happened after? Black coats, Jim Crow, redlining, Tuskegee experiments, the disenfranchisement of Black people, which happened in that election with GW. I was in Florida during that election. They were actually doing all the stuff that we read in our Black history books at my HBCU. They were doing it in Florida, trying to make Black people not be able to vote. Now, keep in mind the 64, 65 Voting Rights Act. We had the right to vote. It was just intimidation and all this other stuff stopping us to vote. That can be monetized. That is taxation without representation.
Yeah, so how do you get it then? If we're leaving money on the table, how do you get it? How do you get it? If the money is there to be taken, how do you get it as a community?
Yeah, I mean, I'll land there. I just think that it's a lazy way, and to me,
What?
it seems like
Am I muted?
kind of like,
Yeah, I can hear you.
oh, Massa,
You're not muted. I think she's answering. Are you trying to answer him right now, Chica? And then we can get.
Yeah. I'm saying that these movements, I think, come in and say, oh, we'll just take for slavery. It's almost like we want to be. It's like, please, Massa, give me something. We'll just stop it at slavery, and then we'll use DNA tests to say who should get what and who should get. It's dumbass, and it's behind the 8 ball already. And if you go to the UN's website, you will see the work that they've already started on this topic.
The UN can enforce nothing. They don't have an army. They don't have like how many times the UN comes around and says, "Oh my God, they're hurting the children over there," and they keep the UN can do nothing. And respectfully, there was a bunch of babble. You can do nothing because nobody's willing to give you nothing. They rather send money to Israel. They rather send money to Argentina. They rather send money to Ukraine than send money to your black neighborhood. And there's nobody that is actually willing to give you the money. So I don't know what you're getting with FBA and black Americans are leaving money on the table when there's no money to be taken. I don't get it. Like, where is this? What is the program? What is the what as a FBA? How can you apply to I don't get it.
I'm saying their strategy is leaving money on the table. Their strategy is
how? Explain how.
Massa, give me something for slavery.
No, explain how. Hey, 1 second. Money on the table means this. Somebody puts money on the table. You can grab it, but you see that, you know what? I'm not going to grab it. Explain me how is the American government leaving money on the table for black Americans and FBA, and they're leaving the money there and go, how is that? How? Explain.
Okay, first of all, they have money to give us for reparations. They don't want to. Okay, so that's
so where is it? Where is it?
Wait, let me finish. Number 2, when I'm talking about their strategy, is leaving millions, billions on the table. If we take, they're going after just slavery.
You're repeating yourself again. We get it. If you repeat,
okay,
if I say,
what about?
One second.
What about redlining? What about Tuskegee?
You were repeating. Hey, lady, you're repeating yourself.
You go against the banks
that's
the insurance companies.
You not understand that.
When you repeat things, 1 second, Genesis. When you repeat things, it doesn't explain how. If I say I have a tattoo on my hand and Melanin asks how, I have a tattoo on my hand, Melanin, how? Yeah, a hand and a tattoo. Explain how our FBAs.
You don't understand is what you're saying.
Jesus Christ.
You don't understand what I'm saying. Okay, let me break
it down. Hey, lady,
down.
please. Sorry, no, I don't want to call you lady. I just don't see your name.
Let me break it down.
Chica.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chica. How?
If I, for example, like Yara said, they went and bought houses. Houses are actually assets, right? That build equity, right? But Johnny could buy a house at this time. And then when I could buy a house, I had to buy it in a certain neighborhood that they let dilapidate and things like that. And I don't get as much money. That can be monetized. It's called the economics.
Where does the money come from, lady? Most people are living paycheck to paycheck, are 2 paychecks away from being homeless or a massive health crisis. Please explain to me, how are these people getting into... Hey, no, stop. Hey, stop. You said what you said. You said what you said. You said what you said. You said what you said, and I have a question for you. I have a question.
And gain the equity when you do those things. And those
you just have to buy a house. There's a if you was that
down to simple terms.
Let me ask a question, Chica. Go ahead. Ask your question, then I'm going to come in and ask her another question.
No, he's just like, hey, mister, why you homeless? Just buy a house. Hey, mister, Why are you hungry?
What are
Just
you
go to the
talking about?
grocery. Hey,
That is
can
not
can you
what
hey,
I'm saying.
can
You're
you can you
twisting
stop
words
over
to make
talking me,
a point.
please? Can you stop over talking me, please?
Can you stop twisting my words?
No, it is what you're
You are
saying
twisting
is
my words.
okay. So you are going to explain this to me. Okay, I'm
Yes.
like Melanin. I'm willing to learn.
Okay.
Where is
So,
this credit line where Black Americans can go? Black Americans that are struggling, Black Americans that are living paycheck to paycheck, FBAs that are either on the line of poverty or slightly above, and they're going to the bank and they're going to say, "Hey, here's my FBA badge. I want those $20,000, $60,000, $80,000 for me to get this house so I can turn it into an asset."
okay.
Explain that to me, please. Go ahead, explain.
So right now they are giving out houses. I think it's Yara, you said Virginia or somewhere. They're starting to already give out
North Carolina.
houses because that's how you build wealth in America. Keep in mind, we were not allowed to get loans from the bank, so we couldn't buy a house initially, right? God. And then when we could, redlining occurred, and then they said you can only buy a house over here. So now, and in today, still, if I have my houses appraised and I leave up pictures, they're gonna appraise it lower.
You don't have a house already. Most Black Americans don't own houses. Stop telling us history. No, it's because
I'm
you.
telling you the history. Why we
No,
don't
but
have,
lady, I don't want the history.
Your parents didn't
Oh
have a
my
house.
God,
Because
man,
your
that's
grandparents didn't have a house.
Okay, but
we
Your
know.
grandparents didn't have a house.
We
They
know.
At some point, we had the house, and then the next
We
generation
know.
sold it. The next generation sold it, though.
Huh?
So we can't blame the government
No,
because
we did
the
not
children
never
inherited
own
and sold
houses.
it.
First of all, we could not get bank loans.
Okay, we know.
They know where you try to buy a house at, because my grandma.
No. Hey, please stop moving the conversation.
Wait,
We know. We know. Black people went to a bunch of these.
Slavery.
We
could
know.
not just go to a bank and
We
they're like,
agree.
here, black man, here's your house. They still do it today.
We know. We know. It's called It's called gerrymandering. We know. There was.
So let me finish the point.
No, instead of telling me a story. Oh my God.
You're afraid of me finishing the point. So if my great grandmother could have bought a house, right? We have the house. We keep the house till whenever. Okay. Now we have equity in that house. When there are hard times, we don't have to go bankrupt. We don't have to be eating out on the street. We could either sell the house, do a HELOC, which is an equity line of credit, or we could do a cash out refinance. Those are your ways. This is how people are getting money. Okay. Also, Yara talked about people fighting at the repass. Hey, you could move that house into an LLC and put it in a living trust.
How did you get the house? So, lady, for me to refinance a house, I have to have a house. Hey, please, go. Hey, please.
So you're saying that white people just bought
houses
outright?
Most white people don't vote.
The
most
bank
white.
gave them loans.
Jesus, can I? By the way, can you? Respectfully, I don't have the buttons, right? But I'm one of the hosts of the show. So we are going to. So now, 1 second. We are going to talk with each other. We are going to talk with each other, right? We are going to talk with each other, right? I understand. For me to get like he's a asset and I refinance my house and I do another mortgage and I get into real estate, I get it, it's fine. How can the average Black American, and matter of fact, American, that is 2 paychecks away from getting homeless, how is that person getting access to the money that is needed to go ahead and go to the bank and get a house? You said that they were leaving money on the table. I want to know where. Stop telling us about history. Stop telling us about redlining and gerrymandering and slavery. We all agree with that. It's totally fine. Focus on the solution. How can these people, Black Americans that are brothers and sisters, how can they go to the bank or association or the institution and get enough money to buy their first home, and then they can go ahead and do all the things that you want them to do? How? Where? Just tell us where. And nothing from the past, from the future, from the present to the future.
From the present right now. Okay. When I bought my first home, I only paid $3,000 down.
How?
What do you mean how? First time home buyers programs, FHA, which Black people were locked out of.
When was this?
Forever. When were we locked out? We could not get FHA.
No. When was this? When did you buy your house?
I bought my first house in 2018.
So you are telling me that right now, if Melanin and Napah and Genesis could, like, you're telling that they can go to a place where they can buy their first house for $3,000. Just
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Can you get us a link or something like that?
Huh?
Can you get us a link or a place where I can actually go and see? Because you're saying
you have to talk to a realtor. Most realtors are connected with loan people, okay? And then they're going to tell you what programs you qualify for.
$3,000. Wait 1 second. 3,000. How much is the house worth?
When I bought that house, it was $165. Now it's worth almost $300,000.
So you bought a $165,000 house for $3,000, and there's a program that Black Americans can literally go there and say, "Hey, I want this house that is $200,000. I have $5,000, $10,000.
Yes.
Give me the house." That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Where? Give me the link.
It's called FHA. Go to
FHA.gov.
Go to.
But doesn't your credit score and other things play a part in
You
this?
only need a 540 credit score to get FHA. Okay. And you can fix your credit. It's easy. I had to get a few more points to get to 620 so I could get the interest rate. All you got to do is fix your credit cards to pay at a certain time. It is easy to fix credit. Credit is a game. We just don't know about it. This is another point of getting reparations. We have been locked out of financial literacy for so long until the internet came up and we can actually study.
Now that is true, and that is a topic we need to cover about Blacks, American, the progeny of slaves being financially literate, and it's a divisive thing. It's not something that all Americans really. I do, Sheikah, I do want to get this super chat read, and then I want to hand it over to the host, the co-host, see if they want to, what they want to do with the mic. So pause.
But also, Napah, you had like about 3 super chats. Just like, so read all of them because you had like about 3 of them, just so you know.
Okay, thank you, Genesis. She's looking out for me.
Don't
okay, I really want to get this. I want to get this topic here, but I will get to a point where I read all of them. I wanted to get this sister's comment and then hand the mic over to the co-host. Wait, who said FBAs don't own homes? And I know you're gonna reply to this, Sheikah. Don't worry, or whoever, Yara, everybody. Okay.
No, she's talking. She's talking to me.
I have few homes. Okay, she's talking to you. I have few homes plus land. My son owns his own. My siblings own their own homes without mortgage. Hell, a lot of people around me own their homes, and I just want to say she's FBA. Our sister, Miss Pooh. Thank you for that $10 super chat, Fatty. This isn't one of the, so I'm interested in
sure. Yes.
Yeah.
I never starved, so there's no starving people on the planet. What you talking about? Right? This is the logic. I am 6'2", so there's no short people in the planet. I'm literally on a. I love to sleep while I hear on the rain hit my window, so there's no homeless man because I have a place to live. Like, what the hell is this? Like, oh yeah, you wanted to brag about having houses and your brothers these are having houses. Does that reflect the average person, even a white person, even a Latino person? Like, most people don't own shit. 50%, the bottom 50% of the population has a negative network. One billionaire alone has more network than 50% of the bottom of the population. And we are talking about people that because they made it, they think everybody did. But they are they are the ones that support Black Americans when they bring these type of I have it. So what are you talking about? Congratulations, lady. You got it.
Fatty does have a very valid point because we're talking about individual scenarios, but as a whole, we are all not there. Like what you guys are talking about, all of us as a community are not there.
So I'm gonna let you reply to that, Sheikah, and then we're gonna get on. I want Yara to jump in here. Yara, why are you always about that smoke and you're so quiet on Stand On It? You know, by the way, everybody, I'm about to beat Yara on a debate on the 27th. It will be lit, and I will be able to bust one more piñata. Yara, I'm gonna let you know that you marinate on that, and while I move back to Sheikah and let her reply, and then we get to you and hear from you. Okay? Okay? All right. Go ahead, Sheikah.
And that's the spirit of apathy, of, oh, there's nothing we can do. There's a lot of things that we can do. We are creative. And then that goes back to that community. Like at first I possibly thought like him, when I bought my first house, I was a teacher. I was raising my daughter as an infant, so I didn't think I could do it. But then my sister did it. And so I was like, hey, how'd you do that? So she connected me with who I needed to know and blah, blah, blah. And then I got my house, then I decided I didn't want to live there. And then I connected with somebody else. He happened to be African, and he helped me obtain the home that I live in now and maintain my other home as well. So now I have another stream of income. And so those things do seem scary or impossible at times, but if you are in the right communities, and you don't have to sit on dick to get it, excuse my language, but you don't. If you do that networking and you know those people, then you can definitely obtain those things. Ask questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheikah. I'm going to put Yara on here. Look at this comment, though. Yes, when you said sit on the D, a brother was like, hold up, you're broke. And so you better sit on as many D's as you can to get that. I'm trying to paraphrase, but I know Sheikah and Genesis are going to have some smoke for that. Yara, what's going on?
Yeah, let me say, first of all, Napah, I'm going to beat you about the brow and the face respectfully come to December 27th. So I'm not going to worry about that. That's a foregone conclusion.
Pause, by the way, but go ahead.
But let me say this. I agree with Sheikah with the majority of what she said, probably everything she actually said, because this is what I do know, right? Being involved in real estate, that there is a government program, as she said, FHA. You can go to FHA.gov, right? It'll give you all the parameters. You could either put down 3% or 5%. You can get it as low. The credit score as low as about 540, right? And as she said, if you want to get a better interest rate, based on what type of loan you want to try to go for, you could, 620 is pretty good. But at a 540, 545, you can. And it's based on your credit score. So, and different things like that. So you can get into real estate, which is the way to build wealth in this country, right? You really have to start there. I will say this too. My oldest daughter is 33 years old. She just bought her first house 8 months ago. And she went through the process. And I'll tell you one of the things that she found out, right, is that she started off dealing with an African-American lender, right, or mortgage originator. Didn't work out well. Because you have to find someone who's not just about the money, but actually wants to see you succeed, right? So be very careful in that. It wasn't until she found a young Latino sister that actually said, listen, this is how we're going to do it, and walk with her through the process. I bought many homes before, own a home. So, but I wanted her to learn that process, right? And so to see that it's not as scary as it appears to be, right? So that she can be an example for my younger daughters and her friends. And guess what? Just like Sheikah said, when her sister bought a home, she said, hey, listen, how did you do that? I can do it. So now that my daughter
did you help her
home,
pay? Did you help her pay the home?
I gave her a gift of about $1,000, right?
Oh, I
that she
thought you were
didn't
going to
have
say
to
$1
pay
million,
back.
like Donald Trump. I thought you were going to say like Donald Trump, a small gift of $1 million alone. But go ahead.
No, you can't. Yeah, I mean, no, for a loan, they only allow you to give so much she can only have so much as a gift.
Yes, so she did it by herself, right? Kind of like.
But she saved majority of her money. But watch this. Before she got to that point, though, she had to sacrifice some things for herself. She couldn't go out as much. She couldn't travel as much. She loved to travel. She doesn't have any children, but she had to sacrifice some things, right? She had to stay off the online shopping. She had to stay out the stores for a while, right? To build up her savings to do that. And so because she was focused on that, as well as finishing her master's degree at DePaul University, she was doing all this at the same time. So she really had to stay focused. The problem is with a lot of people is that they don't start out with a viable plan, and they don't have people who they can look to. As Sister Sheikah said, she could look to her sister and say, listen, if you can do it, then I can do it, right? So how did you do that? And and the best thing about what her sister did, like most Black folks, she didn't try to gatekeep the information from her sister. She wanted to see her sister improve. The problem we have in the Black community is that we have too many people who try to gatekeep information, right? And so I don't want you to do what I'm doing. I don't want you to see how I'm doing what I'm doing. That's the wrong thing to do. And this is why, as a people, we can't elevate to a degree. Of course, there is a such thing as racism and white supremacy in this country. It exists, but they cannot argue or fight against you once you put yourself in the position to win their game. And that's what Sister Sheikah was talking about. We don't learn, we don't have, and Sister Napah was talking about, we don't have financial literacy as a people, right? We're still operating from things that happened to us during right after slavery with the Freedmen's Bank, right? With our, them not doing the proper things with our money. So we didn't trust banks. So Black folks started taking their money, and I'm paraphrasing this, there's a lot more to that. They start taking their money and shoving it in the mattress or putting it in the TV, like Uncle Pete, instead of putting it in an interest-bearing account or putting it in a CD or putting it in something that's going to compound your interest, because that's what they do. And guess what else that these white folks do? You know what they do? They take they once they build their credit, they put their children on their credit so their children can have credit before they even reach the age that they're even able to buy a home. So when their children are ready to buy a home, they already got an 800 credit score. You see? But we want to get all the flashy stuff. I get it. We want all the gold chains and diamonds and stuff like that. We want to do all that. That's our people, and it's okay to have those things, but we need to have those things and put those things in perspective, right? So we need to have more conversation and shows about financial literacy before we even get to arguing for reparations as foundational Black Americans. Because what you going to do with the money?
So do you think it's just, I'm going to bring Genesis one, it has been waiting patiently. Do you think it's, so I'm going to bring her in right after you answer this, or anybody. Do you think it's just about reparations with this? Because I want to get back to the xenophobia, because for me, I know it's xenophobia. I mean, it's pathetic type of xenophobia, because it's part of the program for self-hate. These are literally people who are the descendants of slaves hating people who are descendants of slaves. So, I mean, if somebody is in Europe and they're a descendant of a slave, I'm not going to say they're different from me, and I happen to be in North America and the United States.
It's all fake. It's all fake. The coming on the same boat says Jamaicans, Brazilians, like literally came from the same boat, same uncle, same family. It's all fake. You know why it's all fake, Napah? If I send you 100 euros, are you going to send it back because I'm black? I'm a Black Portuguese.
No,
right?
No.
If I say, hey, Melanin, let's open a store. I love you. I appreciate you. You did a lot for us. Let's go ahead and open a TikTok store. You get 80%. Like, are you going to say no, Fatty? Because the conversion rate from dollar to euro is not like, this is fake. Everything is fake. These like people are, if Black Americans get reparations, every Black people around the world for the most part is going to be happy for y'all. Nobody's going to say boo. Like, this is fake. Because if you accept money from the Nigerians, if you date a man from Dubai that is your type and makes a bunch of money, and if you like, as soon as people actually come to the day where they have to decide if they rock FBA or they rock a Pan-Africanism or whatever. They always choose what's best for them. If the man of your dreams is Nigerian, you going. If the woman of your dreams is black from Brooklyn, you going. If there's an investor from Dubai that is black, you accepting the money. So it's fake. Because if he's real, when Theo sends you money because he's Nigerian, don't take it. One of the biggest donators of this place is not Black American, is not FBA. Why don't you send the money back and say, sir, I'm going to stand on my morals. Right here is FBA, you can keep your money. No, they will take it once again because it's fake. It's only a division to divide and conquer. I want to make money, and I'm going to create this little group. And now all of a sudden, I'm getting the money instead of everybody else because we fragmented more people that do look just like us, and we split the group, and now it's smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and slow. And now you go to vote, and nobody can do nothing because the black community is not united. So everybody's rapping whatever they want to rap. It makes no sense. You should actually be expanding. You should be looking for more investors. You should looking for more people. You should be looking for a bigger block, because that's how Italians got their shit. That's how Irish got their shit. That's how Germans got their shit. They didn't isolate themselves and create smaller groups. They actually infiltrated into the bigger community and then got their shit afterwards. This makes no sense, even financially.
I agree.
I agree with you, Fatty. If I may, really quickly, I think the greatest point you brought up in all of that is that these types of arguments splinter us and break us down to smaller divisive groups where we don't have any chance at political prowess or pull in this country. And if we don't realize that our only weapon to fight with is through the political system, and this is how you know that this is true. If y'all not familiar with who Jasmine Crockett is, right?
Of course.
Well, yeah. So this is one of the things where I feel like why the FBA argument and all these arguments are distractions, right? If not planted arguments, right? Or really the ops, right?
Go ahead, say what you mean.
Because
they're plants, government plants.
Yeah, because once she announced not too long ago, I think a couple of weeks ago, once she announced that she was running for Senate, those people quickly lost their minds. Now, mind you, before that, she was all popular on the news, right? Talking about, her showing her political, how astute she is politically, right? Becoming a mover and a shaker, right? In the political arena, creating a voice, right? They didn't mind that, right? They didn't mind that. Even her going back and forth with Marjorie Taylor Greene, they didn't mind that, right? But the moment she says she's going to run for Senate, where she's going to wield more power, right? What did they do? They redistrict. They changed they relined the district to take away the voters, the constituents that she has that will support her in her Senate run. Like maybe 3 days later after she announced it. The reason why these arguments that we are having now about who's FBA and who's not FBA or whatever, those are the things that we should be attacking as a whole, as a group, right? When they come against her in that manner and say, listen, we're not going to allow you to gain that much power. You see what I'm saying? You know why? Because she can't be controlled. Once she gets to that level of power, there's really no stopping her. So you know what they do? They stop her at the level before she can even get to a place where she can actually make a dent in the political system, right? So we have to understand that a lot of these arguments are just smoke and mirrors, and they're distractions to keep us detracted or distracted from the actual real things we should be focusing on, right? Those are the discussions we should be having. How can we go down and help their sister? Now, people will tell you, I didn't vote for Kamala Harris because I didn't agree with her political agenda. I just did not. But if you would have told me um, uh, 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 um, uh, Michelle Obama was going to run, I would have voted for her.
Why?
And I'll tell you why I would have voted for her. I'm glad you asked. I would have voted for her because I know from where she came from. I'm from Chicago, right? So I've had connections with her before she was married to Barack Obama, right? So I know that when she was working for Sidley and Austin in the law firm, she was always feared as an attorney, as a lawyer you did not want to play with. She always had that reputation. Before I ever even heard of a Barack Obama, she was known in Chicago for being just that type of a person where she was no nonsense. She didn't have to get in break into the old boys club.
So
she kicked the door in. She was invited.
So you're doing the identity politics thing. Oh, she's from Chicago. She's a black woman, so I'm going to vote for her, even though I have no idea what type of policy she's pushing.
Because of what she accomplished.
No, sir. One second, respectfully. What does accomplishments have to do with you voting for somebody based on policies? You vote for the people. You vote for the person. One second. We saw Barack Obama, right? Oh, we're going to change and we're going to close Guantanamo Bay and we're going to, right? And everybody kind of was disappointed because it was like, you are just Bill Clinton that looks kind of like me, right? Now, after that experience, right? Because everybody wanted to see the first black president and all that, and we believe in supporting our own and all that. Why would you vote for someone based on identity instead of voting somebody that is going to push policies that are going to be good to you and to people that look just like you? Why not focus on that instead of focusing on she's from Chicago, so I will vote for her? Like, why?
Well, I don't think you were really listening, Fatty, but I'll go over it again. So
yes, no, okay. You know why I was listening to? What is the policy that you think Michelle Obama is going to pass to make her life easier, or people that look like you
let me say
easier?
This to you. Let me say this to you just so you
know.
Respectfully,
can you answer the question first and then go on a monologue?
Hold on. I didn't vote for Barack Obama. And
but I didn't ask you
Barack Obama. Hold on. You know why I didn't vote for Barack Obama, Fatty?
Why?
Because when he ran for Senate in Illinois, I never knew anything that he had done. I never knew anything that he had done. Right? So when they started saying, oh, he was staging these sit-ins and these protests for workers at the steel mill in Chicago area and different things like that, most of those people were not Black Americans. Those were Latino Americans. And I don't have anything against that. But what I'm saying is I was in the political foray in Chicago during that time, and I didn't see anything that he had done. So that's why I didn't vote for him. Even though people saying vote for him because he's Black.
Okay, so now that we got Obama out of the way, what are the policies that Michelle Obama is working to help you and the rest of people that look like you that make you vote for her? Answer the question.
First of all, number one of the agendas that I think she would be great in is actually supporting education in this country. If you see what's going on right now, they were dismantling the Department of Education well before Trump got into office. Right?
So Obama didn't do it, but Michelle will.
Okay, and she's not a politician; she's a talk show host. Shout out to Michelle Obama. I'm trying to get there like you.
Can I jump in here because I'm in Jasmine Crockett's district?
Oh, well, wait. I want you to, Sheikah, but in all fairness, Genesis is in the same state as you. This is her topic that she just finished doing a stream on, so both of you can come in here. I do want her to get her point out about she's still back on where she wants to define xenophobia. So maybe that'll draw us back to the initial topic, and then both of you can talk about Jasmine Crockett. Go ahead, Genesis. Thanks for waiting.
All right, so I just want the reason why I wanted to say like xenophobia versus like patriotism, right? So a lot of FBAs want to say that, oh, we were here already, right? A lot of FBAs, when they discuss their FBA foundational Black Americanism, they tried to say that we were already here, right? that we didn't come from Africa on the slave boat. We were already here, and then the slave trade happened, and then they came over here and then enslaved us from over here. That is a really strong talking point in the FBA community, that we did not get that whole slave trade was not us. We were just here, right? That's nothing. So the xenophobia comes in is when you say that we were already here and that the other people from Jamaica, Haiti, that came over on the slave trade, that, oh, okay, we were here and then they got brought over. So I'm trying to explain this, is that, and so therefore, when they have this whole tether argument, when you bring up this whole African, black, Indian like argument, that we were a certain people in America, and that the people from Haiti, Jamaica, all these things, Barbados, that they were people brought over from Africa. Well, guess what? They're not the same people as us. They're not the same group of people like us. So that's the xenophobia. There's the xenophobia. Now I'm gonna jump into. So that's why I want to and so when you say that we were already here, and so that's where the patriotism. Oh no, we're patriots, and then they'll say that that's not xenophobic because that we're not the same people as the people that came over on the slave boats. That's what I wanted to get to. Let me go into Jasmine Crockett. Now, I think that people have a big misunderstanding about what's going on in Texas, just even across the board, but especially Texas when it comes to education. Texas has $1 billion surplus. $1 billion, I'm sorry, like $20 billion surplus. They're just holding on to money. And what they're doing is that they are giving $10,000 to private schools and people that homeschool. So what does that do? That takes away money from the public school system that is suffering. They are closing down schools in Texas right now as we speak. And this might be happening across the board, across America, right? So a person like Jasmine Crockett is very aware of that. But, what they'll say is, oh, well, we looked at her website and we didn't see her talking points of what she is going to do about this. But I know for a fact that, and I have a person going to come up on my channel on Thursday who is running in Denton County, a congressman that's about to run in Denton County. And let me tell you something. He broke down the whole thing. Listen, in Texas has the largest amount of African American people in the country. Texas is listen, we have more African American people in the entire country in Texas. So that means is that when they take away public school, when they destroy public school, who's mostly affected? African Americans are the ones that put their kids in public school. Now, white people put their kids in private school. So what's about to happen is there's like a change. They're giving out money. Boom, 10,000 private schools. Black people cannot afford private schools like right now. We're working class, right? So so all that money is going into these private schools, and they're funneling the money that would normally go in the public school into private schools. Schools are shutting down. I mean, middle schools, elementary, like 5 elementary schools in Denton alone. So what's happening is school is shutting down, and this is not something that just started. The Republican Party has been trying to shut down schools. Actual private schools were considered segregation academies back in the day. That's what private schools were, and we're going to segregation, the whole thing. So our educational system is about to collapse, and people don't even realize it. And so, when a candidate like Jasmine Crockett is very aware of this type of thing, she knows about it. You cannot be in Texas and not know about the educational system and what's going on here. And this happened in Detroit. Detroit had a 60% dropout rate when I left it and moved to Texas. Texas has one of the highest graduation rates when I moved here. Now they are just shutting down schools left and right. So what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that what was at risk right here when people want to talk about Jasmine Crockett running for Senate is, even though the other guy is a school teacher, this, that, the other, I believe that she is going to understand about the Black school person that a mother that is bringing her kids to school. You know, everyone is not able to homeschool their kids, but I'm gonna let. But you know what? I'm gonna let her talk.
And just a quick search show that senators can change laws to defund public schools to send it to private school or homeschool. So you're lying again. You just,
no, I'm not.
you just be lying. You just be lying. You just be lying. You just be saying lies. You just lying.
Damn! You don't know what you're talking about, do you? Sir?
No, stop it.
You don't know what you're talking about.
No, stop it. No.
That could be toward anybody. That could be toward you or
no. He say a senator can't. No, listen. There is listen. I'm gonna let
a senator.
Go ahead.
Is a senator a lawmaker?
Come on, Genesis, get your stats.
I'm trying to explain to you.
No, I'm asking you. No, you already explained. I was listening for 7 minutes. Is a senator a lawmaker, Genesis?
Yes.
Go ahead, Genesis.
So a senator is a lawmaker on the federal level, but we're also talking about influence here. Okay. The reason why.
Influence.
Wait, hold on. Yes, because there is leadership through influence. You might want to study that. But I will say this, that the reason why, I'm sorry, my dog's playing with her toys. The reason why the redistricting and Yara and everybody else who didn't vote, okay, for Kamala, right? What you did is the redistricting was happening before Jasmine announced her run. That is the reason why she's running. This summer, our Democratic House representatives left Texas and went to like Chicago and New York and stuff and wouldn't come back because they didn't want to vote for that because it's based on race, okay? And that push comes from where? From Donald Trump. He told all these people, I'm not going to support you in your races if you do not redistrict and gain me more seats. So when you didn't vote, okay, you took away her voting district's power. That's my voting district, okay? So Eddie Bernice Johnson had that seat before for years. Jasmine Crockett was set up to be there for years because nobody was going to take her out because she was the best replacement for Eddie Bernice Johnson. Now, because they've done the redistricting, she has to now run for Senate. She's running against Conyers, which she has a good chance of winning because Conyers is not a favorite.
Isn't she running for Senate because she can't run again on the place that she's right now?
Well, it's taken away some of her power. So she said, okay, well, then I'll go for Senate. And who's running for her seat is Dr. Freddie Haynes.
Just to make sure, can she reapply to the role that she has right now? No, right?
She can. Okay, she can. And that's why Dr. Freddie Haynes is running for her seat. Keep in mind, Dr. Freddie Haynes is like a big pastor in here. They're very close friends. So therefore, that is how they're playing it. She's running for Senate. He's running for her seat. That falls back. She can come back. So those are things that they're working out amongst each other. But because we didn't vote, and because we said Kamala wasn't thing, they're doing with Donald Trump. And this is how federal governing affects everybody at the local level.
So you are telling me that the senator that passes laws federally for the whole country is going to be able to change the structure of the educational system on a state level?
They have the influence, yes, in Texas.
No. Everybody, Barack Obama has the influence, and he doesn't hold the political office. He can make some calls, right? Like every person of power, Donald Trump Jr. has influence, right? So you are, once again, like, I want to be very clear because this was what Genesis was saying, and she was just talking. You are telling me that Jasmine Crockett, that
I
is
know.
going to be a senator and is going to represent Texas on a federal level, not on a state level, can literally change the educational system in Texas when she's elected for a place that is literally federal and is not statewide. What
Absolutely.
is one second, please? What does what does influence means? What
Okay.
can she actually do? Like,
Mhm.
I'll do a phone call and a pie is going to change the thumbnail, right?
Okay.
There's a call to action. I have access. If she agrees or not is a different thing, but she's going to change the thumbnail, right? What can a senator, a federal senator, do to change local law in their state? Please explain that to me.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to be local law because local law has to follow what? Federal law.
Oh my
So she has enough influence in Washington where she can rally and get people together to say, make this illegal. And Texas will have to
Vote on
comply.
that.
No,
Really?
they have to comply because federal law trumps state law, and in education, we go from federal to state and then down to our district. I have to follow federal law. It doesn't matter if Governor Abbott doesn't agree with it. So
tell me how many senators is on the U.S., please?
funds that come into our state are governed about whether you're following what federal guidelines.
Respectfully, there's 100 senators on the United States Senate, 100 seats. You are telling me that she being elected to the Senate, she has the influence now to change the whole system from a place that is not even a local place. What are y'all doing? Hey, man,
It's not
I'm
a
sorry,
whole
man.
system. All she has to do is present a bill about voting vouchers, and that kills
it's a
Abbott.
voting- It's
There was $8.5 billion school funding.
It still has to be voted
Passed in
on.
the state senate in May, bro. The state senate passed the $8.5 billion school funding package passed by the Texas State Senate. What are you talking about, bro?
Absolutely. How many senators does Texas have?
Well, we could find that information out, right? How it's a big state, so I know it. You guys probably you live there.
She's not even the only senator. She's not even the only senator on the federal government. Like literally, the both seats are occupied by Republicans right now. Let's imagine that she flips one and she's elected. They are not even in agreement. Both of them on the same state, they're not even in agreement. Once again, very respectfully, I have no idea what people are trying to do with this conversation.
Two state senators in Texas right now.
Right.
And are both of them Republicans?
She flips one. That's a major big deal.
Okay, so let's assume that she flips one and she is a Democrat, right? And let's assume the other seat keeps being Republican. Let's do that. Do you think that once again, one senator that is elected to a federal level that doesn't have power on a state level, next to another senator that represents the other side of the aisle, they don't even see each other eye to eye? You really think that she can change the education system in local Texas from her position? How?
I just told you. And so we don't understand how the branches of government work, right? You can't say because I am the state of Texas, you could. It depends on how the bill is written. If the bill is written in such that you cannot receive these funds unless you comply with federal law, and then they actually have people who audit and stuff like that. We get audited every year for different stuff. Then no, they could refuse funds and not do that. But then they're going to be defunding they're going to defund something. Right. And they're still going to have it like something like special education. They'll tie it to something that ESL. We can't do without ESL in Texas. You know what I'm saying? We have too many dual language and bilingual learners. So therefore, yes, she can actually pass a bill that will tie.
No, she can. No. Oh my God. She can propose a bill. Everybody can propose a bill. She can. No, she's one. Oh my. She's
Can't get it
one.
voted on if it's not even there.
She is one senator in 100.
And she
Bernie
has
Sanders. Oh
support
my
from
God.
several senators.
Respectfully, proposing a bill is not passing a bill. I can literally go there and says, I want to pass a bill for a hot dog day. And people say no. Let's go to voting, and they're going to vote according to their interests. How can one person in a federal level change the whole system in Texas? How can she do it? She can't. She doesn't have the influence.
You're saying
But don't you know that the Senate
I
is
know
really when
your
it comes to impeaching Donald Trump, that's going to be a Senate run thing to impeach Donald Trump.
This is your apathy coming up, Fatty. Here's the thing. If she gets in, she can propose a bill. But Jasmine Crockett has a lot of influence on the Hill. She knows how to be political. She knows how to rally people. She knows how to get people on board with the things that she wants to do. If we don't have somebody in the seat to even try, then what happens?
Half of the country hates her.
And let's get back with that said. I want to get back to
the main topic.
I don't know. Topic.
Napah's talking. Napah's talking.
Weird, isn't that weird? Like when thank you, Melanin. I love you. Thank you. And I love all of you. I love all of you in the audience too. Don't forget to hit the like button, share everybody's channel, subscribe to everybody who's participating, especially my wonderful co-host Fatty, Empire Melanin Legacy. I asked my mod to drop your link. So now, let's get back to the FBA. Is she FBA? I'm going to bring Genesis in because she's working on both of these topics on her channel. Everyone knows about it, but I want to hear from you. Is she FBA? And is she known to be FBA? Is that why people don't like her?
Who?
Genesis, weigh in.
From what I understand is that she is FBA.
So
happening is that they're
when she's FBA though, can you clarify? Is she for people who are of like first generation? Is she like you shouldn't be included at the table? Because that's what I'm
she's not FBA when it comes to that. I'm just saying she is. You know,
okay, what about
so-called lineage? Hold on. FBA is so-called
Genesis.
How are you saying hold on if the host is telling you to like what the hell are you doing, Genesis?
Oh my God!
I was trying to explain
and she was trying to host. Can you let her host the show?
Thank you, Genesis. Yes, he's right about that. I'm trying to give you the mic, but I want to set it up for you because it's about xenophobia, right? Even though she's not xenophobic. Why is she appealing to so many xenophobic FBA promoters? There you go. Now you can have the mic.
All right. So what I was saying is that no, she is an FBA. She is not a Caribbean or whatever, because you know what they try to do is they say, "Oh, okay, if you have any Caribbean or if you are Caribbean blood or African blood." They try to say that these people get into Congress and then they vote against our interests. She's a Black American FBA woman. So she's FBA.
So this topic is, I know it's great that we're talking about her, but the topic is about at the FBA movement. So when I see people say, "Oh, I'm FBA," but no, I love everybody. I get leery because the movement is about excluding, and I want to bring it back to stand on that position. They want to exclude people who are actually, Americans, Black Americans, and I'm meaning people who come from other lands, other countries, but they become Americans, and they even want to exclude people who have suffered in their lineage, in their ancestry, suffered the exploitation and the human trafficking, which is known as the transatlantic slave trade. They want to exclude that. So I get it where she's like, "Oh, I'm a good, a good witch, bad witch. I'm a good FBA." Is she going to one day say, "Hey, sorry, my voter base is FBA, so sorry, to anyone who's second generation or any new person who just came over here and you're black, like you were saying about the Somalians, which you said they're Arabs, is she, let me forget about her. Is FBA happy about her because they know she can be used to be xenophobic and to discriminate against actual black people?
No, let me tell you this, is that because majority of people that I speak of that talk about FBA are Republican, and she's Democrat. They call her a Democratic shield. Anyone that is far left or Democrat goes against the Republican FBA mindset. So therefore, FBA is against Democratic like stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
What?
maybe yeah.
Isn't FBA based on the place of birth in your lineage?
No,
No.
most
So one second. So you are telling me that if there's a FBA that is Democrat, Tariq Nasheed and all the people are not going to push for that person to get reparations?
Democratic shield. There's a
No,
Democratic.
please, that was not the question. You are telling me that if the government all of a sudden decides to get reparations, the FBA people are going to be against Democrat FBAs getting their reparations. Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
So-
is that when the FBAs discuss FBA, there is a clear delineation from, they call them coons. Okay, or you are a coon if you are, or you are a Democratic shield. See, when Tariq Nasheed was supporting Trump, okay, when Trump was running for president, he was trying to get a interview with Trump, but he decided to go with Joe Rogan at the time instead of going with Tariq Nasheed because Tariq Nasheed was Trump, yes. Tariq Nasheed, during the whole when the whole Trump thing was going on, the elections were going on, he was behind Trump against Kamala. He was, and then all Democrats are Democratic shills. Yeah, I mean, how are you like go back?
Even yourself, it sounds like you're unsure of what you're saying.
No, I'm trying to tell you. If you go back, I wish you could go back and listen to the lives he did. Yeah, Democrats, no. They're going off of like the thing that the earlier Black Americans were not Democrats; they were Republican. That's history, right? We were not Democrats; we were Republican. So then they got back to that original thing and said, "Okay, we're going to be Republican." And so everything that he focused on was Republican, including voting for Donald Trump. He was trying to get a whole interview with Donald Trump. And the guy, it was an albino dude. He actually went to jail, but he was actually a very well known a guy in the movement or whatever. But he ended up going to jail. Was trying to get him an interview with Donald Trump, and like he was about to get it, but he went to Joe Rogan instead. There was a whole thing in back. This is around the same time that California was going for reparations, and then that whole thing got messed around by the and that's why he said that all the what's it called, like the what are the people that like damn, what's it called? I just lost my mind.
Yeah, it's called Shut Up, Fatty.
No, hold on. What is it? All the Black Congressional the Black Caucus of California. At the same time this was happening, the Black Caucus, the California had deaded the whole Reparations Act in California. Right? It was the Black Caucus. He blamed it on the fact that the majority of the Black Caucus were Democrats, and they were also Caribbean and of Caribbean ancestry. He was saying that the whole Black Caucus, all of these Black Congress people in the Black Caucus were Caribbean, and they are tethers, and that the tethers get into Congress and work against our best interest in Congress. This is the whole argument of going against the Caribbeans, because when Caribbeans get into office, they go against FBA best interest. That's the whole argument right there. That's what it is. Go look at listen. At about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, you can go on X and you can find him talk about this whole thing.
So let me just ask you a question. So getting back to the topic, right there, they focus on actual Black people and they check and see if their background is Caribbean.
Yes.
And then they say, oh, that, see, well, we this is why. It's like they're shifting the focus of being prejudiced, and I'm not even going to call racist because at least when they do it with the descendants of slave traders, they have a bone to pick. But when they start focusing on people who actually have the same plight and the same ancestry, just different culture, that's the xenophobia. Because I'm going back, like I said in the show, you have to stand on it. You said, right, that it is xenophobia.
It is xenophobia, yes, 100%. That's why I was trying to explain to you the difference between patriotism, because they would say it's patriotism. They'll say, oh, it's because we were here before. We were already here. But then it's like you'll go around and say, oh, okay, well, no, we have no connection to a Jamaican or a Haitian. But even though these Black Americans because Jamaica, make no mistake, is a part of America, North America. Like that the slave trade, some of them came to America, they'll say, no, we were here. We were the Indians and all this other crazy stuff.
That's
pretending, right? But then they'll be like, oh, okay, well, the Caribbeans will come into American government and work against Black American interests. And so therefore they shouldn't, if we get reparations, they don't deserve the reparations because this is it's a bunch
What?
of
No, hey, stop. Nobody, Tether or FBA is running on reparations. Nobody. No, stop. Do respectfully. No, stop.
ADOS movement by hold on, there's a thing called the ADOS.
Hold on.
Who cares? Like, respectfully, who cares? Hey, tell me the name of the senator or whatever that is running on reparations. Or that has reparations on their policies, Genesis. You have 5 seconds before you go to ChatGPT.
Okay,
1, 2, 3.
It's talking California and North Carolina. There's several reparations. ADOS movement has a bill right now in California for reparations.
No. It's not a bill. You are telling that there's the notion of these people getting into Congress and running like nobody, white people, whatever the race, whatever the background, nobody has a solid reparations push on the Congress, on the Senate, on the White House. Nobody's running on that. Do you think we wouldn't know if there was a prominent figure that is on government that is literally, oh, hey, friends, I got y'all, man. I'll go to get reparation for Black people. Do you think we wouldn't know that?
They would have got
there was
voted
a whole
on
committee about reparations.
There's a whole committee about everything. There's a whole committee about Colgate being bad.
In the 80s about reparations. But you don't know that.
SB 518, sir. Like you don't.
I'm gonna let Genesis. Hold on, Melanin. I need to hear from you. I real quick. You like to keep it short and sweet and to the point. What is your take listening? So I know you're sharp. What is your take on this? Are they xenophobic? Is it just patriotism? Now that you listened a little bit, and I want you to weigh in, and then we're gonna get back to everybody else.
Okay. Well, I haven't studied this enough to really pick a side.
Just here. It's okay. I'm not an expert on it either.
Okay, so based off of what I'm hearing, I'm siding more with what Fatty is saying. For me, Genesis is not like hitting the points and landing it. It seems like you're all over the place, so I can't really follow what you're saying. So I'm siding more with
right in the fence. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm siding with more of what Fatty is saying.
Okay, thank you. Because we're going to be wrapping it up soon. I want to hear from get a little bit from my co-host Genesis. My co-host Melanin. Genesis is you on my mind.
No. Now she's the co-host. Congratulations, you got promoted.
This is my.
You can get my spot. Can you put it over here and I go to the down there? Like you got it. It's yours.
Can I fact check something?
I was gonna say we're gonna get to Sheikah. Genesis is fighting for her life in here. She's the one who's and Sheikah's doing really well because I agree with a lot that you're saying about the politics, but it's not actually the topic of the xenophobia. I want to hear more before we close out. That's what I'm saying, Sheikah, and then I'll bring in Yara. Can we get back to their actual xenophobia or which one is it? Patriotism with the FBA. That's what I want to end up with.
It's xenophobia for sure, and it's really a cop out stance. I'm calling anybody who believes in that a cop out. You're saying, hey, we'll just take a check for slavery instead of everything that occurred. The reason why Fatty didn't know where to go to get a house for $3,000 is because we have been locked out. FHA we could not participate in FHA until 1968 with the Fair Housing Act. Okay, that left us generationally locked out of building wealth in America. And Freedman Bank, I'm glad he brought that up. Those things are being left on the table and just say, master, just give us for slavery, because you don't want to. And actually, the cost of those things add up much quicker than even slavery, because now you're talking about at least minimum wage at a certain time, which adds up to absolutely nothing. Okay. I'm not going to say absolutely nothing because it was hundreds of years, but it's not going to be as much as being locked out of housing, taking millions of dollars away, being redlined, the brutality. The reason why it was so documented, the police brutality, is because we're counting up the money. And the longer you take, the more we're counting up. This is why certain groups in certain cities are getting ahead of it and starting to give that out now. Here, we need to give houses, we need to give education, we need to give these things. And they're counting up those costs to say, hey, we paid to that. But I want to fact check two things, because Fatty just kept on arguing me on, oh, a senator can't. Yes, a U.S. senator can influence local school districts indirectly. And I said this, but since I'm not believed, indirectly through federal funding, policy advocacy, and shaping national education debates, but direct control over local curriculum budgets or operations is legally prohibited. They mainly impact through legislation, setting board guidelines, allocating funds, that's the money, and working with the state leaders while local boards manage daily affairs. Another thing I want to...
No. Before you go there.
Hold on, let me just get this
No, before you go there, because you're moving, I want to address what you said.
Let him address each point.
There's 100 senators that has to go through voting. You can influence those senators to vote the way you want to vote. You don't have direct control on funding. You actually don't even have indirect control on funding. You have to pass federal laws for the whole country, and then you have to allocate certain funds to the states, and those are not the senators making that. She has no power whatsoever. She can come in and do lip service, like, for example, Barack Obama can do it too, because he has a lot of influence and power. But her getting to the Senate is not going to change nothing, because there's actually laws in place that don't let you take money from the public sector to the private sector. And in Texas and most states, if I'm not mistaken, private homeschooling is considered private. You can't do that. It's literally a law. So stop the babble. One senator can do nothing.
Okay, but they do, especially in Texas. Okay, so for you to say automatically she's never going to get that, first way, the way
I didn't say that.
That's what you're saying.
I said one senator can do nothing.
Address you, and so the way Republicans are governing and the way that everybody's being impacted, what analysts suspect and suggest is that our House and our Senate is more than likely to flip when come this midterm. Because he's hitting their base. He's not even maintaining the base. He's hitting the base, and that's why the base of MAGA is like, what? I'm being impacted by this. Okay, so analysts are telling us, hey, this whole thing might flip to limit his power. He's doing so much right now. So anyway, yes, Representative Jasmine Crockett can run for a House seat again if her U.S. Senate campaign is unsuccessful. This is why Freddie Haynes is running for her seat. Texas election law allows a candidate who loses in the primary election to pursue another office in subsequent election cycle or general election, provided specific filing deadlines, etc. And so, yeah, this is a political move, and I love the way she's moving, because she's moving like my girl down in Atlanta, my FAMU, and shout out to all the FAMUans. Keisha, I forget her last name. It's escaping me right now.
Is Texas a red state or a blue state?
It's red. Red.
Is Texas being a red state for Texas being
purple.
a red state for 45 to 50 years, but
It's
Jasmine
purple.
Crockett is going to pull up and change the whole rules when she doesn't have no direct power.
I'm here, believe
man,
me. Don't
hey,
be fatty.
you sound
I'm
you
here.
sound
You're turning purple. And anyway,
you
so
sound like
Fred
you sound like a
Jasmine-
Stan. You
Fred
sound like a
Jasmine
Stan.
and Jasmine
Real
Crockett
quick,
are
let
very
me,
close friends.
she could give me 1 second. I'm gonna just come in. Speaking of purple, thank you so much for tuning in here. We're gonna be closing out soon. I'm gonna just do a couple things at the end, but I want to let this be your closeout, and then I'm gonna ask my co-host who actually stood on it through the whole show. We're gonna choose who stood on it. Shika, you close out. We'll go to Genesis, and then last but not least, my brother Yara. Go ahead, Shika. Close out. Stand on it.
Okay.
Stand on everything.
So again, ADOS, FBA, whatever reinventions of this is a stupid move. It's a move that leaves so much money on the table. It does not recognize all the struggles post-slavery, and economics have actually calculated that in order to be Black in America, you're paying $200,000 extra just because you're Black, just because of all the things you go through, just because you're Black. So we can count the money, okay? And it is a lazy position for you to sit up there and say, oh, Massa, we just going back to slavery. I would rather take a more strategic approach that includes every Black person born on this soil, okay? Born on this soil's disenfranchisement, lack of literacy, lack of financial literacy, and locking out of positions, colleges, all this other stuff into account, and let's monetize that. But as far as Jasmine Crockett thing, her and Freddie Haynes are very close friends. This is a strategic move that even Stevie Wonder could see, and I'm glad that they're working together. Together, we rock.
Just to make sure, so you are against reparations, right?
That's what she's.
No, I'm not against reparations. I'm saying.
But what about Massa? Give me. So you were saying that are you, if you are in favor?
You always twisting my words. You don't listen worth a damn. And I'm sorry, I have to say it that way because I said stopping at slavery is the problem. Stopping at slavery is the problem.
I'm defeated.
No, Fatty, I knew you would. I knew you and Chica would get along so well.
I actually like her because she has, and like Genesis, she actually has strong opinions. I actually love her. I want to love her.
I knew you would love Chica. I'm telling you, she's gonna be seeing you much more often than you know. I appreciate Chica joining. She is one of the original sisters from my show, Sister Sit Down, Melanin, Chica. And Chica was always on the one. Chica used to be busting our heads open, right, Melanin? We used to be like.
Since forever.
Yes. So we love Chica.
All in love, y'all. I just want us to be educated and know.
Thank you so much, Chica. I love you for being here. You know, you're a real friend. Yara, because we're at the end of this, we're going to still, it's friends offline, but on here, if you didn't stand on it, we're going to try to drag you by soul.
I have a question real quick, Napah. Are the super chats on other people's streaming going to be read?
Oh, I can. Yeah. You want me to read yours?
Absolutely.
Okay, I gotta go in there. Oh my gosh.
I can't read it.
Read them. Can you read them? You can see all.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, JM, for the 2 memberships. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Theo, for the 5 memberships. Thank you. Theo comes back and says, what is the FBA's goal? It is the delineation and the end of reparations, or is there more? We have Theo back again saying, honestly, most Africans are not worried about reparations from the US, and the ones that do speak on it, it would say is like a 75 to 25% split that agree with Black Americans should get reparations. Then we have NPC saying, congratulations, you are nominated for the Audience Choice to 2025 NPC Panelverse Live Streamer of the Year. Voting ends 23rd of December. So feel free to share it on your channel or Discord to support yourself. Thank you very much.
Is that for you, Patty?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. And it was the white people that nominate me. So thank you, Massa. Twisted Pup. 5 YouTube memberships. Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate you. We have it's Theo. So it's not having financial literacy equal to leaving money on the table. And what does that have to do with FBA? And then we have Carl Anderson saying the housing market is a lot different than it was 5 years to 10 years ago, with high interest rates and insurance costs climbing faster than wages, leaving many waiting for prices and rates to come down. We have Shadow Dragon TV with another membership. We have HTO saying it's to be petty, Black Caribbeans and ones from the South Americas are technically foundational Black Americans too. LOL. Then we have Shadow Dragon TV with 2 memberships. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And finally, we have Theo saying Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston may be blue, but Texas is red. And friends, if you can find me several houses for $3,000, I will be a real estate mogul next month. Okay, starting January 1st, I'm going to buy out all the houses. If it's $3,000, I have some 10 on me that I can actually facilitate. So go ahead and go get your mother mansion. Fatty and the Untouchables are subsidizing that 3,000. We're ready to go. You got it, brothers. Thank you.
Right. With that said, Chica's not playing. She might actually be able to do that for you or help you do it. And speaking of who might be able to help you, Yara also is very well versed in that. So Yara, I'm gonna go ahead and hand the mic to you. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Y'all, before Yara takes the mic, I need to let you know that it's equal opportunity beatdowns over here. So over here, women can debate. Shout out to the HOK, Sonnetter. Shout out to Fatty and the Untouchable Empire. Women can debate, and it's always a debate when you go on Ladies First with Fatty. So check that out. But back to Yara. Yara, I gotta let the people know that I will be whipping you like somebody who tried to break in my house and steal my children's last bit of food on December 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will be debating. I'm trying to find the flyer. Here it is. Now, y'all might not agree, but this is what we're going to be debating. So, agree with me. Does the Bible make concession for or mitigate for grape? Shika, you already know I had this debate many times. So I want you to tune in as well. So get your tickets. Mods, drop the link in the chat if you can. Let me take this down. I just want to let the people know. Go ahead, Yara. Go ahead. Come on in. Do your closeout. Did you stand on everything you said, in your opinion?
I stand on everything I say. I want to say this.
In this broadcast.
Yeah, the broadcast, absolutely. I think, first of all, to you, Sister Napah, you, Sister Melanin, and Fatty, this has been a great production, a great show. For your debut show, I think it was excellent. Folks is always going to have something to say, but this is excellence, right? And so you can only go higher. So shout out to y'all for this. I do want to say that I do agree with Sister Shika when she talks about leaving money on the table. Financial illiteracy is leaving money on the table, right? And I'm talking about millions, if not billions of dollars, right? That is leaving money on the table. And in regards to the FBA conversation, we do need that financial literacy before we need arguments or political gerrymandering over who's a tether or who's foundational and who's not, right? Because the whole, whether we want to sugarcoat it or not, the only basis for this FBA movement is money, and that's in the form of reparations, right? So if you don't have a plan for that money, what it's not going to profit you anything. It may last you a few months, a few years, but it's not going to help you. And so even when I talked about people getting the PP loans and buying homes, they were able to purchase the homes because maybe they were able to afford the down payments. But guess what? They had no plans to even be able to keep those homes. Those homes, a lot of them were foreclosed on because of non-payment. A lot of those cars that they bought were repossessed, right? Because of non-payment. So a lot of these things we need to have, if we're going to talk about something that should be foundational to our people as a whole, it needs to be unity, community, and financial literacy. We need to have that. And all of that needs to be wrapped in education, right? It needs to be wrapped in education. And so anything that we support and go after has to be solidified in those things. And then talking about poly, I think that sort of helps us build these communities that we need, right? I don't even know how you're even going to argue being a foundational of Black America. You don't even consider being in a poly relationship to a degree, right? I don't even see how you actually fully make that happen. So we really have to think about that in those terms. Again, it's been a great show. I appreciate you being on. I hope I'm getting invited on some more of these. It's been great.
Yara, I know you're running because you saw what our lovely sister, Miss Pooh, said. She's absolutely 100% correct. We love you, but she says, Yara is my fellow Michigander, and I love you, but Napah's going to kick your butt. Thank you for that $5.
Hey, keep hope alive. Keep hope alive, Ms. Pooh. Keep hope alive.
50% correct. Okay, moving on. I think we're the last but not least. We're going to let our sister DJ Genesis get in here and do her closeout. Talk about the 2 points. Where do you stand, Genesis?
Okay, so I'm going to say this. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Unfortunately.
You guys love each other.
Fatty loves to piss me off, but it's okay. So I initially, when I came up here, I brought up the people from Somalians and discussed how polygamy was impacting that community and how the community used polygamy to defraud the government. All right. Then I also talked about the fact that they don't see themselves as Africans. They consider themselves to be Arab, not African. Then we got into FBA, patriotism versus xenophobia. I said it was xenophobic. Why? Because there is this fake, we were here, and this whole thing, we were already here, right? So we have now you have the Somalians, now that the government is going against them for the defraudation they were doing, now they want to come back to the Black America and say that we should get behind them. There's a whole thing right now, look it up online, there's this whole back and forth going on. So then we get into FBA, patriotism versus xenophobia, right? So I would say that, yes, FBA is xenophobic. Why? Because they are going against Caribbeans, West Africans, and most of the people that were a part of the slave trade into America. These are the ones they're targeting and saying, you know what, we're not African. We were already here. That's the whole thing. And then what they will do is that they'll say, okay, you guys are trying to tether off of us. When the reason why you're even able to come over to America is because we made it possible for you to come to America. There's a whole thing about that, right? And then, I wrote so many notes down. All right, so I want to make it plain. I was there when Tariq Nasheed was on X discussing delineating from Caribbeans, Africans, and the such. I was listening when he was promoting Trump, and then trying to get a direct interview with Trump. Joe Rogan got the interview. He was against Kamala. She was considered a tether.
You are wrong. Kamala was up for an interview too from Joe Rogan and everybody else. They wanted to hear both sides, man.
Why are you interrupting me? our final
Hold
word.
on.
That's
Real quick.
crazy.
You're not supposed to do that. No, I'm trying.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. We're doing your closeout, Fatty. I'm gonna let you. You're gonna have.
No, and Napah, it's fine, right? It's
Interrupt the person's
final thoughts is, let me repeat it
He
again.
is a co-host, so you really can't tell him that he cannot speak. So
No,
we need to calm
it's
down.
fine. It's like final thoughts. Let me do a dissertation about the things that I said throughout the show.
That, like, no.
Oh my God.
Teresa, she was trying to get an interview with Trump. Trump,
Okay. Yeah, but
chose
hold on,
Joe
Genesis.
Rogan over him.
Genesis,
Because
you,
what
listen,
I'm trying to explain, and I
I
know this,
love you, but I'm not.
I
I
was
know.
in the
what you're
background
saying.
when it was all happening.
Okay,
Now,
Genesis.
I tried to get an interview too with Trump. That's why I'm mad at him.
Genesis, let me ask you a question. I love you.
The entire time on Twitter, X was calling.
Oh my God.
Okay, but you know what, Genesis? You're closing out. You're closing out. We're gonna have more of these conversations. I hate having to mute you because we are friends, but just do your closeout right now. I'm not even gonna stop you and just say, what did you stand on? Make the close up points. Don't go back into all the other stuff, please. Please. I'm gonna give you another 60 seconds.
Make my statement. What I'm saying.
Another
right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60 seconds because we're
Oh,
closing
bro.
out and it's you did.
He just interrupted me in the middle of what I was trying to say.
Because this is long-winded.
Why are we having to argue this point? If she redirected the room, why can't we just redirect the room? I don't understand all the backlash. That's not womanly. That's not respectful. If you've been you're not showing any type of femininity right now. It's not that serious. She told you where to go. Just go respectfully. I mean, no disrespect.
And this is why I love. This
is feminine and all my femininity and just close out. There we go. I love that.
We will have the feminine talk.
Feminine. There we go.
Oh, you still talking?
Genesis, thank you so much for being here. Now she left and she's. I love you, Genesis.
Hey, friends. If he was my friends too, I would say the same thing. It's just about, once again, if y'all are friends, you should respect her wishes. There's no negotiation. There's no back and forth. If she asks you to do something, if you're all friends, you should do something. That's just so simple. Nothing more.
Thank you. I just spoil her. I spoil her, and she don't know how to take the spoil. See, I spoil Melanin, and she gives me back rest. She reciprocates it. Some of them are just my badass spoiled friends. So I love you, Genesis. I'll see you next time. Don't get mad. All right. Now, she did leave, so technically I should remove her from the poll, but I'm going to go to Fatty, and then I'll go to Melanin. Fatty, who stood on it? Who stood on it for the whole show?
To be or not to be, there's a question. I made some notes. Let me read this for 75 minutes before we go out. Yes, poly doesn't work because of people, not because of the system. It's not the system that is wrong, because monogamy is not working either. It's because people are not conditioned to share and to actually make the right things towards their kids instead of making it about themselves. And when it comes to xenophobia, I have no problem with FBA people want to separate themselves and get their reparations and get their own group. I don't have no problem. Just go ahead and stand on something, because once again, the Chinese people that are coming to your neighborhood don't give a about where the money comes from. They'll sell you nails, they'll sell you hair, they'll sell you everything. As long as their pockets are being filled, they don't care where the money comes from. So I would recommend you to take a little bit of a page of their book and do exactly the same thing, because you're not going to get more influence, money, and power by segregating yourselves from one of the biggest continents, biggest demographics in the planet. That doesn't work. It is not how economics work. Thank you very much for having me on the first episode and all those things. And once again, I don't hate DJ Genesis. The world hates DJ Genesis. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, wait a minute, Fatty. You know that's wrong.
No, it's not wrong, because I know her. Like I don't know like Sage, or I don't know Chica. See what I'm saying? I know Genesis, and I actually love Genesis. Come on the panel more. It's fine, right? It's just like, once again, it's just an exhausting person.
Fatty, let me ask you, who stood on it in your opinion? I got to drop the bomb after you say.
Chica was the winner today. She stood on it. She stood on that Jasmine Crockett thingy, and she just rode the wave until the wheels fall off. So shout out to Chica. She stood on it.
Oh, wow. What about you, Melanin Legacy? Y'all, I dropped her link, Melanin Legacy. Fatty's over here doing the Untouchable Empire. Y'all know how to find Fatty, but if you don't, drop his link in our chat. So to subscribe. Melanin, who stood? Do your closeout. First off, I need to hear like at least as longer than me, longer than Sheikah, longer than Yara, Fatty. I want to hear from you as long as you like. Who stood on it, and what's your take on the whole build? All right, here's the mic.
Okay. So for a first episode, this was awesome. This was great. Once again, Fatty, Untouchable Empire. Thank you for the visuals. They were great. We've had a great time. The music, the intro, that's all Fatty. He does have the ladies first on Sundays. So ladies, if you do want to come over to the Untouchable Empire on Sundays, please hit up Fatty because we always have seats available. But also Napah, Sonetter, shout out to the HOK. Appreciate being here. This is a lovely thing that we're starting, and I'm honored to be a part of it. So for me, coming in hot in the first place, for me, it would have to be Fatty. Fatty wasn't letting up on nobody. So for me, it would have to be first place Fatty. Between Sheikah and Yara, they're like neck and neck for me because as a man, Yara held his he stood on business. He stood on it. He stood in it. He's just a man, so he's not gonna be as like rah 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 like as we're doing. So to me, they're equal, and I don't have any issue with Genesis. It's just you got to pick something and stay there. As a woman, I don't like being long-winded. You have to hit points when you speak. Make it matter. So it would have to be Fatty, and then Sheikah and Yara are next and neck, and then Genesis coming in last for me today.
So I want you to stand on it. You gave Sheikah and Yara neck and neck. Fatty's he's up here with us, so we know he's standing on it.
Yeah.
And by the way, Napah, now that I thought about, I apologize to you, Genesis. I'm going to get you a Somalian husband. Thank you.
Ooh, come on.
There's my There's my reparation stories, Napah. I'm going to get you reparations. Not Napah, DJ Genesis. We're going to get you a husband, okay? A Somalian husband, so you can stop with from Minnesota, okay?
And she deserves a good Somalian or whatever husband.
Yes.
Genesis, shout out to you. Peace and love. Come back. You know you will. She has tough skin. They have history, y'all. Fatty's known Genesis, I think, before I knew Genesis, if I'm not mistaken. Melanin?
She tried to fly me out, but that's confidential.
You know what?
Look, you know timeout. Yes, Napah. What you wanted to ask me? Put him on timeout. I've got no time for him right now.
Oh God, wait a minute. What?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
As a friend, guys, as a friend. Come on.
Black love and long distance relationships. Now back to Melanin. Who stood on it? Yara or Sheikah?
Damn. I'm gonna have to say Sheikah.
Ooh, Sheikah's in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say I love her strong. Yeah, I don't agree with everything necessarily, but you stood on business.
Thank you. Okay, Melanin, where can they find you again?
You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Melanin Legacy.
Melanin Legacy. All right, now for me, I want to say thank you to Sonetter. First and foremost, my husband, who I was about to say I was going to go into the king and all that, but y'all don't want to hear all that right now. My husband, who is the king of consciousness, who's letting this happen here in the HOK network. But I am Napah Shadah of the Rise channel. You can go subscribe to my Rise channel. You can go, please subscribe to HOK Coliseum. Please subscribe to all of the HOK platforms. And of course, as we said before, subscribe to Fatty, The Untouchable Empire. This is a collaboration of inspiration and it's empirical, how do you say, it's paramount, put it that way. It's an important thing to show in our community. I mean it. I can be long-winded more than anybody because we can come together. Everybody wants to make it. Everybody wants to be up there doing their best. And we're not crabs. We are not crabs. We build each other up. What are we? We're ants, y'all. The ants, you know how they be stacking it up to take down a big animal. All right, that was weird, but whatever. Shout out to Melanin Legacy. I love you so much. Shout out to Sheikah and Yara Fatty. But I do want to say this, okay? Love me or hate me. I'm Napah Shadah, and I'm not going anywhere. So you might as well just love me. Yara, I thought you were really great with your points. You are like, you know my nickname for you, if you don't mind me saying, you're as stubborn and as mean as a junkyard dog. So you don't let go once you chomp on, you want to get your jaws clenched. But you were nowhere near Sheikah when it comes to getting in here and fighting for your life and standing on your position. Even you started to move kind of like, you know, waver here and there, you know, when you're getting those punches, just like you're going to get in December 27th, you started to feel it and you were up against the rope. So I love you, Yara, as a brother, but you did not stand on it. Sheikah 100% stood on it. Shows that Sheikah is who knows how to stand on business. So with that said, I would like for Fatty to close out, and then I'm gonna put up the. I want to show you guys are cute, amazing, adorable. Look at this. This is what Fatty. He's really awesome with these.
Amazing.
Fatty
hey, and I'm asking for permission to the boss man to produce in 2 weeks the show. Okay, I know he did the production today. I'll make sure the house is represented and y'all have every control and all those things. But I want to give people just a little bit of a change of pace, and you try it, and then y'all go back and get it. So thank you very much for facilitating this today. This was Napah idea. We kind of made it like everybody did their role and all that. And once again, thank you very much for pulling up. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but $3,000 houses will make me rich. So I am next, Miss Sheikah, and you better not run from us, Miss Sheikah. I want to see you in the next 2 weeks because I think you are a good sparring match. So appreciate you, Mr. Sage. Thank you very much. Thank you, Melanin. Thank you, Napah. DD Genesis, I love you. I miss you. Please forgive me. Team Fatty and the Untouchable signing out.
You missed those after show back chats. I know what you're saying. All right. Peace and love to the HOK, toughest environment to be in. Peace and love to the Untouchable Empire. Peace and love to everybody. And I'm going to close out with Yara. Should I show the flyer again, or are you tired of
you can show it. Show it again.
Are you sure? I feel bad after I talk about
Absolutely. Go ahead. You can show it. Miss your obituary.
I'm going to play this awesome song that Fatty did. This is my favorite one. I'm going to keep playing the one I love. All right. Peace, everybody. Let me show the flyer as we go out. Close out. Peace and love. Shout out to the darkest minds of the light.
Tuesday night, purple lights glow low.
Say it with your chest, don't fold, though.
Step aside, let the truth unfold. If you say it once, you gotta hold.
No scripts, no safe replies. Truth hit hard, no alibi.
Say it clean, say it plain. Pressurize when the room go quiet.
Everybody bold till it's time to stand. Words get heavy when they in your hands.
Laugh it off or testify, but what you say you gotta justify. Say it strong if you say it here.
Don't walk back when the line unclear.
Lights on, check, go live. Can you stand when the tone
say it loud, don't back away. Say it now, no fade away. If you said it, that's your zone. Say it once, then stand on it. No disguise,
don't switch up tone.
Say it script. Say it once, stand on it.
Purple moon, blacked out truth. I don't speak unless it's proof. I've been right, I've been wrong. Still I stand on every song. Honesty ain't always sweet. Sometimes sharp when worlds collide. I'd rather face it in the light than rewrite it later on live.
No hitters when the truth go live.
Stand on it,
Stand on it,
stand on it,
stand on it.
stand on it.
Fatty, bring the energy. Napah, keep it clarity. Melanin legacy, hold the line. Different minds, one mic, one time. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. EST. Real talk only, nothing less.
Purple gold,
Purple glow,
blacked out.
doubt grid. Say it once, stand on it.
If you said it, that's your zone. Say it proud.
Stand on it.
No back pedal, no counter. You said it.
Stand on it. If you said it,
That's your zone. Say it proud.
stand on it.
No back pedal, no counterfeit. You said it.
Stand